Assalamualaikum and good morning to our honorable speakers and participants. Welcome to Teaching Excellence Unit workshop series for 2023. Thank you for joining our workshop entitled Teaching Session Excellence Sharing from AKRI Award Recipients 2022. For your information, for those who are not yet scan your QR attendance, we will show again towards the end of the session the QR attendance. First and foremost, I would like to introduce our first honorable speaker for today's session, Dr. Cik Mazna is currently an associate professor at the Center of Studies for Civil Engineering, University Technology Mara, UiTM Pulau Pinang. Previously, associate professor has been placed in UiTM Shah Alam, right, Prof? And then recently you are being moved to Pulau Pinang, yeah. So Permatang Pau, and has been a faculty member in UiTM since 1994. She graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, University of North Carolina at Charlotte, North Carolina, United States of America. Master of Science in Integrated Construction Project Management and PhD in Civil Engineering, UiTM. She was the project manager and civil engineer for Development Office, UiTM, managing projects for UiTM 2002 until 2006. She holds a professional engineer with practicing certificate from the Board of Engineers Malaysia, Asian Chartered Professional Engineer, and a member of Institute of Engineers Malaysia. And recently, she was a champion for Anugerah Khas Menteri Pendidikan, AKRI 2022, Ministry of Higher Education under Alternative Assessment category. Okay, so that is why we are bring together Associate Professor Dr. Cik Mazna to be with us this morning. And for our second speaker, Dr. Notara Atika binti Zainal. She is the Deputy Director of Career and Student Entrepreneurship Development Center, Universiti Malaysia Sabah. Selamat datang, Dr. Tara. She is also a lecturer at the Center for the Promotion of Knowledge and Language Learning. She received a Bachelor of Business with Honours, specialist in Marketing from Universiti Malaysia Sabah, and later completed her Master of Business Administration from the same university. She is also a PhD holder in Business and Management from University of Nottingham, United Kingdom. She is a certified e-usahawan trainer under MDEC, and her expertise is around digital marketing, namely Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp marketing. Content creation, such as using Canva to create creative content. Social customer relationship management, customer engagement, and digital entrepreneurship. Dr. Tara has a few qualifications and certification, namely as a Facebook Certified Digital Marketing Associate and e-usahawan Certified Trainer. And recently, she is also a champion transformative teaching category AKRI 2022. Welcome to Dr. Tara and Associate Professor Dr. Cik Mazna to our slot for sharing session with the AKRI Award recipients. So without further ado, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Cik Mazna to start her sharing, and after that we continue with the Dr. Tara. And for participants, I would like to remind to all of you, if you have any question or any query, you can unmute your microphone and then you can ask strictly to our speakers, or you also can wait until the end of the slot for each of our speakers. So I think without further delay, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Cik Mazna to start her sharing, and followed by Dr. Tara after that. Over to you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Mazlina. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and a very good morning, everyone. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillah, saya bersyukur pada Allah Ta'ala ya, kita dapat bersama-sama pada pagi ini, dan I would like to also thank Unimas for this invitation. I'm very honored to share a bit of experience in terms of preparing for AKRI last year, and also being as a quote-unquote champion. But I think everyone is a champion, cuma mungkin at that point of time kita kata apa, rezeki ya. So I think everyone should try your best dan jangan berputus asa lah ya, insyaAllah, because I think previously sebelum saya masuk ke alternative assessment, I've tried twice actually in 2018 and also 2019 but I went for the program innovation in the program. That is very tough actually because you need to show the impacts of your graduates. I think, and then last year I decided to go for more focus on what I'm doing or has been doing. So I think it's better for me to do that, then it will be more we have all the information, all the experiences that we can share. So I will share my screen first. I will try to abide with the time given, 1.5 hours. All right. But just remind me in case I will share. All right. Let's see. Can you see my PowerPoint?
It is in progress, so we have to wait for a while. Oh yes, yeah. Right now we can see.
I will try to structure my presentation based on two sections. So the first section would be in terms of the preparation to submit for AKRI. I think that is very important. And second is more on what are the things that I did in my course, because alternative assessment is about innovation in your course at the course level. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today's session is a sharing session for AKRI 2022. So under alternative assessment, so the title of my innovation is actually an innovative alternative assessment for engineers in society course, integrating Sulam and design thinking approach. So I call this a model. Is DATE. And so for your information, I'm also the master trainer for CDIO and also design thinking. All right, so I think if we are the one that being trained in that area, so kalau kita sendiri tak menggunakan, if you are not the one that use, siapa lagi kan? So I think that's why I started actually initially in 2013 where I integrate where relevant, in terms of CDIO and also design thinking approaches for higher order thinking skills for my students. So, but my background is engineering. I'm very passionate in engineering education. All right. So basically the team member are the ones that are here. I mean, in this picture. So I have myself. Again, I have Dr. Muhammad Khairul, and also Dr. Siti Hamidah, and also Dr. Nur Izzati. So these are my team members. So I've asked them to join me in this competition last year. Thank you again for Unimas for inviting. I think you have a very a nice name, CALM. So I think it's a nice acronym for the center. All right. So these are the team members I mentioned just now, and the I think when we want to submit for AKRI in whatever what we call it, in whatever criteria or for example in this case I'm going for alternative assessment. Sometimes, for example, Sulam is something like it's a common thing. And then the design thinking is also a common thing. I think previously in AKRI, various university has presented their cases or presented their innovation related to design thinking and Sulam. So when we want to go for that, so we have to actually think on what are the the niche or the difference between us and maybe the previous ones. So we need to actually show what we have, right? Okay, so this is actually the initial stage, okay, for anyone that would like to know the process, actually how long will it take. Of course, the preparation or the elements or the evidences should be of course a way before. Okay, so meaning that you must actually have some planning if you want to to join this AKRI. Okay, so basically it is open in somewhere in July last year. Okay, and open up to 14 of normally it's a 1 month period. Okay, I think we have ample time provided they have all the evidences. I think that's why most of universities they invited the champions from the previous AKRI, okay, to share. Yeah, so now is currently is May. Yeah, so I still have ample time, okay, to have all those evidences. I will show some evidences that I have. Hopefully the time will permit. Okay, and then you'll be able to at least have that overall view, okay, of what you need to have. Okay, and then from there kita tubuhkan ahli kumpulan. So as I mentioned earlier, alright, and then kita mulakan untuk penyediaan borang dan juga bahan bukti. Okay, and then normally it is under academic, under each university. Okay, so but for alternative assessment there is no limit. Okay, there's no limit. So if from that university you have many participation, then they have to go through the university first. Okay, and then you will need to have the approval. So in this case, we should have approval from the vice chancellor or the Timbalan Naik Chancellor Academic. Alright, so basically it is we have to go through melalui pejabat TNCA. Okay, so that was they also have their time deadlines, okay, when we have to submit and so on. Okay, and then kita hantar pada on the 4th of August. Okay, and then after that they did assessment. Okay, and then we received the approval from TNCA on the 11th of August. Okay, and then after kita finalize a bit here and there. Okay, and then kita hantar kepada KPT on the 12th of August. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, I think dia punya proses tu after kita dah hantar, then they will have their own team to look into the application from all universities in Malaysia. All right, I think for alternative assessment, I think we have around 50 something, I think 56 number of participation. Okay, and only 5 were chosen as the finalist. Okay, I was very thrilled when I received that email. So it is actually kita kata apa, at least one achievement walaupun kita belum lagi menang tapi at least an achievement. Is not easy, okay, to come to that point. Alright, so kita dapat jemputan as the finalist. Okay, and then we are invited. So kita ada 7 days sahaja. Okay, daripada jemputan sampai ke during the pitching session. So you can imagine that 7 days kan. So we have to prepare ourselves because there are checklists that we need to submit. Okay, based on the checklist. So I will show you a bit more. Okay, on those requirements. So and then we have the announcement day, which is on the 2nd of September 2022. All right. Okay, so this is actually normally we will have announcement from the academic office at the university level. Okay, and then these are the list required by the hold on, saya nak ambil laser sekejap. Okay, these are the requirements by the university. Okay, in terms of the deadlines bila kita kena submit dan sebagainya. Alright, so this is the ahli kumpulan again. Alright, so ini kita ada borang permohonan yang that we need to fill in. Okay, and then kita kena sediakan juga bahan bukti di mana dekat sini we have all the appendices, all the details dalam bentuk e-book. Yeah. All right. So in this case, I think it's a blessing in disguise lah. Saya bila kita kena COVID and then kita ada banyak buat online, ya. Okay. So that actually give us some skill and experience in terms of having all the evidences in soft copy. Alright. Kemudian kita kena sediakan juga 3 minutes video. Okay, untuk initial untuk initial punya submission. Okay, and then kita kena gunakan ataupun submit to the KPT, okay, melalui Google Drive. Alright, so these are some of the yang preparation lah, ya, sama ada physical ataupun online yang kita buat among our team members. Alright, so I will show you a bit on the program permohonan sekejap lagi, ya. So kita just go through dekat sini dulu the first section of my presentation. Alright, kemudian as I mentioned, saya terima email on the 20th of August, ya. So it is on Saturday. So actually the pihak KPT they have about 1 week, ya. So they went out somewhere, okay, outing, ya, somewhere, okay, and then they choose, the finalists. Okay, because I got to know this because last time I was invited by UUM, okay, Universiti Utara Malaysia, and they also invited the jury. Okay, Dr. Hayati, ya, daripada UTM, she was one of the jury, ya, for my criteria under alternative assessment. So I get to know a few tips lah that maybe I can share, okay, afterward. Alright, so invited as the finalist. So kita ada 7 hari sahaja, okay, and then have all the checklist that we need to submit. Okay, so the pitching session tu is on the 27th. Okay, dibuat di Everly Hotel di Putrajaya. Okay, so these are the things that we need to have. Okay, selepas you dah pilih menjadi finalis, ya. So you need to be there, of course. Okay, and then you need to be prepared with your pitching session, which is will take around 10 minutes only. So you need to prepare your presentation. Okay, and then so they want PowerPoint presentation, ya. So even though I also use Canva, saya tak pandai sangat Canva sebenarnya, tapi saya cuba. Okay, but then they still need to be converted to PowerPoint presentation, and the PowerPoint presentation must have all these elements, yeah, all the contents. All right, so okay, and then we also need to come up with a 2 minutes video. Okay, I will show that video to you. Okay, it is not really kita kata professionally made, yeah, but alhamdulillah, okay, we try our best. I think most importantly is the content, yeah, the content of what we did. All right, and of course we need to prepare a poster. Okay, so I will show to you also the poster that we have prepared. Okay, and then we also have this 2 minutes video as mentioned just now. So I think the video still also related to the content of the presentation. So in this case, we have to be smart. Okay, so we can still use the initial PowerPoint presentation. Okay, and then convert that to the 2 minutes video. Okay, PowerPoint presentation. Okay, and then we also need to prepare the profile project. Okay, I will try to show you because actually I have the list here. Okay, and I will try to go with that. Okay, hopefully the time ada lah, insyaAllah. Alright, so this is nanti saya akan tunjuk the detail of the poster. Okay, but this is during the pitching session, di mana they will actually put your poster here. Okay, so the participants can go and read, or observe, your poster. Okay, so this is the pitching session. So I went there earlier, 1 day earlier. So I spent the night there. Okay, and then we have a discussion and also a bit of rehearsal. Okay, but the most important thing is actually on that day. Yeah, so on that day we do a presentation. So it's only by one person. Okay, it's only by one person, but this is actually the introductory part. Yeah, during I think the introduction ataupun mungkin at the last after that presentation, I think this one. Okay, so and then this is the initial stage, okay, in the during that sebelum pitching session. This is outside the room. Alhamdulillah, I think it's because of the berkat, Alhamdulillah, so we did this. Okay, so just to mention to you, the juara is actually you get 10,000, yeah, 10,000. The second one is actually 5,000, and the third one is 3,000. Okay, but I think masa initial stage saya pun tak tahu pun actually how much. It's not the money actually. I think it's more on kita nak share kan apa yang kita buat. Okay, and then saya rasa itu juga bagus untuk universiti kita lah. Okay, of course on our part ya, yang apa yang kita buat tu ya. So I think saya selalu menganggapkan apa yang saya buat ni lebih kepada continual quality improvement. Yeah, so I will show to you a bit of everything insyaAllah. Okay, so this of course saya tak boleh nak nafikan lah ya, my backbone and my strongest supporter is my husband. Okay, daripada awal lagi lah ya. So of course lah, as I mentioned, bila kita ada masa yang very limited ya, so we need very strong support from our family. Okay, kalau you all masih ada anak-anak yang kecil-kecil ya dan sebagainya. Saya ni dah tak ada ya. So saya anak-anak saya semua dah besar-besar, alhamdulillah. Tinggal saya dengan husband saya dekat rumah tu. Jadi we really need to have that support. Alright, so saya akan pergi balik kepada this is my second part. Okay, so saya akan pergi balik for the first part. Okay, showing the borang. Yes, I think that's very important ya. Okay, sekejap ya, saya skip dulu. Okay. Sekejap ya. Sekarang ni you all nampak tak saya punya presentation? Masih nampak kan?
Nampak, Prof.
Nampak ya? Sekejap ya, macam mana saya nak pergi ke Webex tadi sekejap. Just stop dulu sharing. Okay. Right. Okay, saya nak buka dulu the other application ke? Sekejap ya. Okay, borang. Okay, got it. Okay, can you see the
Still
borang?
working, Prof. Still working.
Okay, alright. Baik, masa sikit kan? Can you see now?
Jelas, Prof.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so this is the form. Okay, so the form ni dia very limited ya, kalau bila kita nak mengisi borang tersebut. Okay, so we need to really be precise ya, concise, short and precise ya. So kita isikan, normally kita akan ada ketua ya dan juga senarai ahli lah. Ya, ada juga yang go with a single ya, tak ada masalah ya if you think that you can, you know, submit ya as a person ya. Tapi saya sendiri saya rasa macam tak boleh lah. Saya rasa dan pada masa yang sama kita perlu juga you know train the younger generation on this one ya. Okay, so saya panggil lah semua ni adalah kebanyakannya memang muda-muda semualah ni ya, very young lecturers lah to come in okay together with me ya, because saya pun actually dah tinggal 2 tahun saya lagi ya nak pension ya sebenarnya, tapi saya nak really go all out lah ya to share whatever that I have, sedikit saja ilmu ya yang Allah bagi pada kita. Okay, so ni tajuk dia. Okay, pada saya pendapat saya lah, because based on my previous experience juga untuk AKRI sebelum ni ya, tajuk kita tu kena kita kata apa, kena yang sikit lah ya, nampak wow sikit ya. Okay, jadi saya cubalah ya, jadi kita namakan dia sebagai ISDIT lah. Okay, and then untuk alternative assessment ya, kita kena pilih kursus ya, kursus. Kalau program tu kita melihat pada the whole curriculum, innovation in curriculum. Okay, but this one kepada kursus sahaja. Okay, so in this case saya menggunakan kursus ECC 589 lah ya, iaitu Engineer Society. Ini adalah untuk pelajar tahun akhir. Okay, jadi mereka telah mendapat semua knowledge ya dalam engineering, okay, dan juga skill okay in teamwork, communication and so on ya. Okay, so kita pun memang nak dedahkan pelajar kita kepada society okay dan sebagainya. Jadi kursus ini telah dipilih ya untuk kita integrate sulam. Okay, so pada masa yang sama saya mention tadi because saya apa tu kita kata kita kena practice lah what we have learned ya. So saya masukkan design thinking ya dalam kursus tersebut. Alright, so basically kita kena merujuk pada hasil pembelajaran ya yang kita akan measure. So in this case just a tip ya. Tip ialah bila kita nak submit ya untuk alternative assessment untuk satu kursus, you kena ada minimum 2 domain. untuk assessment. Ya, saya sebenarnya masa saya submit saya tak tahu pun that requirement ya sebenarnya, tapi alhamdulillah saya rezeki ya, di mana untuk kedua-dua saya ada dua learning outcome ya, di mana kedua-dua learning outcomes itu memang ada untuk measure satu cognitive level ya, satu lagi untuk affective domain ya. So in this case, dan juga because saya di bawah engineering ya, jadi di bawah Engineering Accreditation Council ya, kita map ya kepada PO6 ya. Cumanya PO6 dan PO8 kita ada dua PO ataupun program outcome, tapi pada masa yang sama kita kena keep in mind ya, yang ini adalah KPT punya competition ya, jadi kita mesti juga map ya dengan MQF. Alright, so in this case for under EAC kita ada PO6 ya, which is Engineers and Society. So it's very relevant ya with this particular code ataupun kursus. Okay, di mana kita nak student kita ni involve ya dengan society, dan mereka mesti melihat isu ya dalam society tersebut related dengan of course the societal well-being, the health and safety of the public, the legal and regulations that we have in our in public atau in society, the cultural issue, and also what are actually their responsibilities as engineer or engineers to be in the society itself. All right, so and then another program outcome is actually ethics, yeah. So in this case we use ethics as the effective domain in terms of the assessment. All right, so we also have various knowledge profile required, okay, for this particular program outcome. Okay, and of course we map to the MQF. Okay, so we have LO11 for for PLO PLO4. Okay, for PLO 11 ya, okay, and PLO4 and PLO 11 ya for MQF. Alright, kemudian kita kena masukkan synopsis ya, synopsis of the alternative assessment. Okay, so I will not go through this one. Nanti sekejap lagi saya akan tunjukkan video, a 3 minutes video, di mana 3 minutes video ni akan describe ya the synopsis ataupun the overall view of that particular course or that particular innovation. Alright, so as I mentioned just now, dia ada limit in terms of the wording, yeah. So kita kena be very precise, okay, and then try to link to whatever evidences that we have within this limitation of words, yeah. Alright, tapi saya tak akan klik lah sebab nanti lagi panjang pula kan, klik sana klik sini kan, so but I will show the relevant ones insyaAllah. Alright, so and then you must have the rationale. Okay, all this rationale I will present later in the second part of my presentation. Okay, so this is the rationale and what are actually the issues ataupun challenges that we have menyebabkan kita initiate this kind of innovation. Okay, so kita explain lah ya. It's only 100 words, so very limited. Okay, so that's why kita akan link lah kepada okay, ada relevant betul kita kata apa, evidences or evidences ataupun supporting evidence lah ya. Okay, and then we must be, it's very important. Okay, you must have that one. So in this case, I relate the objective to the requirement of the standard and also for the MQF. And for Sulam, because a directive from MOHI. Okay, so each program must have must make sure that they incorporate Sulam, whether it is embedded ataupun maybe kita kata apa yang main course related to Sulam. Okay, and then of course kita ada objective in this case because of the problem kita nak develop interpersonal skills. Okay, and then of course based on the design thinking kita nak develop dia punya creative and critical thinking. Okay, and of course this particular innovation we want to make sure that we have an effective tools to measure the learning outcomes that have been set to the course. All right, so of course then you need to show the approach towards this innovation. Okay, so in this case I use this what we call constructive alignment adopted by Felder and Brandt. Okay, so in this case I adopt and adapt the theory okay, or the model in my course. All right, so you can see that for constructive alignment, normally I think for you who are, familiar with the education, okay, so we have actually 3 main items, okay, in constructive alignment. So normally, I normally would go with a CIA, okay, the C would be the curriculum itself, or in this case, specific to my course. Okay, I would be the instructional method that we use. Okay, and then A is the assessment. All right, so you must remember that CIA. Okay, so in this case, I use this model. So for my course, we have the learning outcomes. Okay, so and also which are mapped to the program outcomes. Okay, which are under EAC standard and also to M2F. Okay, and then of course we have our taxonomy. So in this case, we use Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, so for my learning outcome number 1, I use cognitive, okay, for Bloom's. Okay, and then for PO8, to the second learning outcome is the ethics, which is the affective domain. All right, so but because of the requirement, so I make a complexity level. Okay, so in this case, Bloom taxonomy, kalau semua orang faham, it is about difficulty level. Okay, but for EAC standard, we go beyond that because the student needs to be exposed to a complex engineering problem. All right, so and then of course we have our lesson plan or our instructional goals, for our course. So in this case, another important element that I put in, okay, of course, I think everyone is aware with the Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, and of course, at the university level, the SDG are also required, okay, in our program. Okay, and also in the standard itself. Okay, we also have that requirement on Sustainable Development Goals. So in this case, I have incorporated the requirement by the on SDG itself in this. But whatever it is, this is only the planning stage. Okay, most importantly is the implementation. Okay, so what kita akan do the lesson plan that we have, but it's just planning. But most importantly, bila kita nak submit for AKRI ni, kita mesti ada all the evidences, okay, during implementation. Alright, so in this case, bila kita implement, definitely we need to use or implement various teaching methods. So in this case, you should go with the more innovative ones, okay, not just traditional ones. In this case, we use Sulam, so it is considered as an innovation in teaching and learning. Okay, and also we have design thinking. Okay, in this course, the question. Okay, so the student need to actually choose their community and the opportunity. So it's not about shock sendiri. So they need to go and discuss with community. Okay, and then they must actually come up with an innovation related to engineering itself, specifically civil engineering. All right, so it is actually based learning or community problem-based learning. All right, so we also use collaborative learning. Okay, so show that as the evidences, and of course flipped learning if you have, if you convert the course as MOOC, for example, and of course in this my course I have active and cooperative learning. All right, so it is more, it is not about individual, but it is more on collaboration. Okay, and then of course most important is particular. Tapi saya tak go for macam Dr. Tara, for example, kan, they go for that criteria. So I think that will focus more on the innovation in teaching and learning. Okay, but for me, the alternative assessment, kita fokus pada assessment tools tu sendiri. Okay, so saya akan tunjukkan the development dari pada mula saya develop itu daripada 2020. As I mentioned, because of the COVID, kita ada banyak kelebihan lah, blessing in disguise in that sense. So kita kena improve our syllabus, the content, the teaching and learning method, the assessment method. So in this case, kita fokus kepada assessment itself. Okay, so in this case, of course, mine is actually more on the formative continuous assessment is more on formative assessment dari awal ya sampai habis lah. Okay, so I will show you that in this case I have four types of assessment, continuous assessment. Alright. Okay, so mungkin nanti later bila saya present saya takkan terang secara detail lagi lah ya, ini sebab saya dah ceritakan secara detail. Okay, so kita and then we explain lah on the kita kata apa model yang kita gunakan. Alright, so and then kita beritahulah sama Edison kita kata idea asli, okay, your original invention ya ataupun maybe adaptation. So saya beritahu kita adapt lah. Ya, kita adapt di design thinking and also sulam as pedagogical approaches. Okay, and then of course kita kena highlight lah di mana-mana kita gunakan that. Ya, then saya explain sikit lah on the design thinking. And of course, as I mentioned, ya, kita when we submit, kita submit kepada KPT, ya, Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi. Jadi kita kena adopt, kita kena align ya dengan apa yang di required ya by the KPT. Ya, so in this case kita ada dalam code processes bukan ada 5 sekarang ni ya. Okay, because saya ingat because the recent FRZS grant kan kita kena ada 5 dah sekarang ni ya. Tapi saya tak boleh ingat satu lagi tu apa. Okay, but basically kita relate pada 4 ini. Memang pun ya kalau in my course kita akan relate kepada government agency. Okay, so which is the KPT and also any other government agency lah yang relate kepada project student kita tadi. And of course we at the higher institute of higher learning, and maybe kita juga ada collaboration, for example ya, untuk collaborative teaching contohnya saya ada
sorry Prof,
interject
you, Prof.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Prof, to interject you. Your voice is not really clear. It's come and go. So perhaps, Prof, perhaps your connectivity having problem. So Prof mungkin boleh switch off camera ke? Kita tengok macam mana. Okay, Prof.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Hello.
Boleh. Saya boleh dengar. Tapi kalau Prof
Ya,
nak tutup
boleh.
kamera dulu pun boleh juga, Prof.
Saya
Cuba.
tutup kamera dulu Okay, kita
Boleh,
cuba.
boleh.
Terima kasih
Saya rasa
semua.
connectivity problem. Ya. Okay. Thank you, Prof.
Jadi kamera tu better. Sekejap saya ni bila part di sana macam nak tutup kamera kat mana pula ni kejap.
It's okay. Take your time, Prof.
Dia macam tutup kamera tarik dia punya icon dia punya tu pula. Kalau nanti in case kalau tak dengar lagi beritahu ya, saya mungkin kena cuba tukar saya punya network lah. Okay, so basically alright, so basically kita kena highlight all these things dalam kita punya submission. Alright, so and then of course kita refer kepada right? Kita nak promote sulam kan, kita nak cerita macam mana sulam tu kita incorporate ya. So in this case of course you must have the critical reflection. Okay, so in this case student tu akan menyediakan for example dia punya video ya, dia punya presentation and so on ya. Alright, so basically that's for that section. Okay, and then this one is actually apakah jenis bentuk pentiran? Of course it is an formative assessment. Okay, so kita ada 4 jenis iaitu case study ataupun kita panggil juga sebagai interim report. So that will be at the initial stage. Okay, where the student need to identify the community and then they have to present to the lecturer. Okay, then I have presentation at the end of the semester, and also they need to send or to submit the final report. Okay, and these are the percentage relevant to each of this assessment tool. Okay, and then also they need to prepare a video montage. Okay, so actually the video montage sebelum ni maybe tak ada, tapi because of 1.2 I think KPT dia ada minta kita students yang mana involved in sulam tu to go into competition for e-sulam. I think this year pun dah keluar kan. Okay, so mungkin kita boleh juga masuk competition tu ya untuk student lah this one. Alright, so this one saya explain lah on the assessment tu yang saya gunakan. Okay, and of course nanti saya akan tunjukkan detail of the assessment tools. Alright. Okay, and then this one is actually related to the, as I mentioned just now, the development of the assessment tools itself. So kita memang bila kita ambil assessment alternatif ni ataupun alternative assessment, okay, kita kena fokus kepada assessment tu sendiri. Ya, macam mana kita develop the assessment. Okay, so that's why I started with 2019, end of 2019. That one was before COVID. Okay, so at this point of time saya belum mengajar lagi khusus ni. Okay, and then bila in 2020 kita strike okay, with COVID 2020. So masa ni we have around 400 students, okay, with 3 lecturers teaching the course, okay, and then the need to innovate our teaching, learning, and also assessment. Okay, so in this case, previously it's on time base, okay, more on project base, okay, but we still maintain around 40% untuk test, because remember that time kita semua online, okay, so but then kita jadikan project ni sebagai 60%, 60%, okay, and so on, so at that point of time kita continuous. Kita melihat kepada pelajar dia struggling. Pelajar struggling with the exam, they need to, and as we know our students kan, kalau kita ada exam, sometimes dia hanya sahaja. The constant, jadi kita improve, kita jadikan dia 100% continuous. Okay, in this case, bila kita jadikan dia 100% continuous, the challenge would be on the assessment itself. Ya, macam mana you nak buat assessment and effective assessment without exam. So in this case, we develop the rubrics or the performance metrics for tools. Okay, this is very, very important. And of course, there are also requirements for individual assessment. If you have final exam, it's a clear cut. Betul tak? Final exam, clear. 60% kita tahu the individual. Okay, kalau kita ada 40% project based, for example, dan kalau ada passenger pun contohnya ada sebagainya, still kita punya continuous. Okay, tu pada masa yang sama we are dealing with the requirement on sulam. Okay, jadi kita tengok students struggling where they need to go out, engage with the standard on the we call it conditions for passing courses. Okay, the breadth and depth boleh assess.
Prof, sorry, Prof, your voice hilang. Your voice come and go, so can you switch off your camera or you can change the connectivity, Prof? Hello, Prof. Prof. Okay, to all participants, we have to wait. Prof, perhaps Prof having difficulties in terms of connectivity. I will inform her. Prof.
Hello, sekejap
Prof boleh tukar connectivity ataupun switch off the camera lah sebab suara Prof.
Okay, saya tengah nak tukar sekejap
Boleh. Okay. No problem, Prof. Take your time.
Okay. Hello, boleh dengar ke?
Boleh, Prof. Boleh.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, saya dah tukar.
Alright. Teruskan, Prof.
Alright. Okay, terima kasih. Alright, so ini adalah dia punya, we have to show the development. Okay, so meaning that at this point of time, kita ada juga buat macam pilot. Pilot. Masa ni kita ada dalam around 50 student. Okay, so masa ni kita pilot lah untuk kita punya di 100% continuous assessment ni. Okay, and then after that kita continue and keep on improving. Okay, as you can see in March 2021 we have also many students with 3 lecturers. Okay, and of course as I mentioned, because when we have many students, okay, because we need to actually show, okay, in terms of the assessment must be effective and also follow the requirement by the standard, okay, by the engineering standard. Okay, so in terms of the assessment itself, we also have what we call it syndicated marking. All right, so to ensure that we have a fair assessment, even though we have many students and also many lecturers. All right, so and then we have also, until 2022. Okay, so the submission for AKRI is actually until March 2022, and of course now it's already March 2023. Okay, so I've done a bit more of improvement to my course actually. Okay, but saya tak akan ceritakan dekat sini lah kan, mungkin tak sempat ya. Alright, so kemudian kita isikanlah penceritaan dia, okay, in this box. Okay, and then the most importantly is actually to look into the engagement, the student engagement. So on how this alternative assessment, macam mana dia enhance the student engagement. And of course, in this case, we have our final year students, okay, and then their involvement, definitely we want them to have a very experience, we call it experiential and meaningful learning opportunities, and definitely we want them to solve civil engineering problems related to the community, and they must also have this networking. So ada banyak requirements for our students. Okay, so they need to to engage with the industry players, maybe consultant, for example, contractors or any industry players. Okay, and then of course the local communities, the authorities bila dia nak buat project with certain communities in certain area. Okay, so definitely they will involve the authorities. Okay, sometimes they also involve with the non-government organization. Okay, and also kita put non-profit organization dan sebagainya. Okay, and also they can also engage with the other university. Alright. Okay, and then you need to show all the evidences, okay, dalam bentuk e-book. Okay, so ini pun saya akan tunjukkan e-book ni kemudian lah ya. Tapi dalam e-book tu kita akan masukkan all the important evidences. Ya, so kat sini kita ada report ya, and then kita tunjukkan juga on the videos that have been prepared by the students. Okay, and also other things lah. Okay, related to the submission. Okay, and another one is very important to show is actually the impact on the students' learning. All right, so in this case, we showed the direct attainment of the program outcome. Okay, and also I also made the comparison. Okay, the comparison by using this alternative assessment. Okay, of course there are many factors that contributed. Okay, but basically we need to do analysis on this one. Okay, on how the assessment influence ataupun membantu ataupun enhance student learning, and of course should be reflected in their results. All right. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, because we need to make sure that assessment is being carried out fairly, okay, and effectively, okay, to fulfill the standard, okay, and so on. Yeah. All right, so and then we have to look at on how this alternative assessment can be enhanced. So adakah dia hanya berada dalam bidang yang sama, meaning engineering, ataupun adakah dia hanya dalam universiti sahaja ataupun di luar universiti juga. Jadi in this case I showed that actually the sharing is not just within the civil engineering, okay, but also to other engineering faculties, okay, because we also have a merging for engineering faculties, so we merge into one engineering college. Okay, so in this case we have shared our alternative assessment in for other colleges or other faculties, and also of course we shared with the other faculties in UITM and also other universities. Okay, because I just would like to mention that currently, okay, I'm the associate director for the EAC for civil. Okay, so in this case I have that opportunity actually to share okay, this aspect to various university. Okay, when I go, if I'm being invited as the speakers, okay, and when I do training and so on. Yeah, so in this case, I train various local universities, okay, and also polytechnics, and also I do have also sharing session with international university, okay, in Bangladesh and also in India and also in Indonesia. Okay, so we have to show actually the enhancement or the expansion of the model, okay, not just within our university. All right. Okay, and then we have to look at on how this alternative assessment has given the advantages in terms of cost, time, and so on, in sustainability and so on. All right. So in this we have to put in a lot of evidences in that case. Yeah. All right. So I think that's it for the borang. Yeah. Okay. I will stop sharing. Okay, for borang. Okay, I will go for the 3 minutes video. Okay. All right. Ataupun kita ada masa lagi berapa lama, Doktor?
Prof, your session have to be until 10:30.
10:30. Okay, alright.
Yes.
Sebab saya punya video ni just 3 minutes saja. So at least saya bagi kita bagi
Should be
overall view lah
important.
macam you nak ceritakan macam mana kan. Okay, sekejap ya. Saya cuba saya rasa saya kena on dulu video. Okay.
Assalamualaikum
Dan
dan salam sejahtera.
Okay, then saya akan select. Okay. Orang lama ni dia take time sikit ya. Minta maaf ya. Dia
Should
tak
be
boleh
no
nak
problem,
laju-laju.
Prof.
Dia tak
Okay
boleh nak
je.
laju-laju Okay,
No
sekejap
problem, no
saya
problem.
pilih, saya share. Okay, kalau tak boleh dengar bagi tahu saya. Boleh dengar tak? Kejap ya, saya cuba onkan dulu.
My name is Cik Mazna Maisa.
Boleh dengar tak?
Boleh dengar, Prof.
Okay, saya
this is my
this is a 3 minutes video. 3 minit betul-betul ya? Okay.
Dr.
This
Engineer
one is
Muhammad.
pitching video, Prof.
Ya?
This is a pitching
belum.
video.
Belum. Dia masa kita nak submit tu.
Oh, masa nak submit. This is the video before submission. Okay.
3 minutes.
Teruskan,
3
Prof.
minutes.
Sati Abdurrani and Dr. Siti Hamidah Abdurrahman. We are from College of Engineering, UITM Shah Alam, and we would like to briefly explain on our project, namely an innovative alternative assessment for engineers in society course, integrating Sulam and design thinking features. An alternative assessment is designed to evaluate the students' work in solving real-world community complex problems related to professional civil engineering practices. It was created as an authentic and innovative instrument for the ECC 589 Engineers in Society course integrated with Service Learning Malaysia University of Society, or known as SULAM, and design thinking approaches to evaluate the intended outcomes. This ECT assessment tool helps the student to develop higher order thinking skill and achieve the essential skill sets for societal well-being, particularly at institutions of higher learning. The narrative of this alternative assessment emphasizes creativity, invention, prototype design, testing, and analysis to solve community problems. There are 4 components of the assessment tools for the ECT, namely the case study, final report, presentation, and video montage. And each tool has a performance criteria matrix or rubrics matched to the learning outcomes, the knowledge profiles, the engineering problems, and also the learning domains. This alternative assessment aligns with Chapter 6 Implementation Unit and Education Performance of the Malaysia Educational Development Plan. This ECT assessment prioritizes human needs. Strategic cooperation between government, community, university, and industry will support SULAM's experiential education model. And the complex engineering problems and activities, together with the Sustainable Development Goals, are also expected in the program learning outcomes as required by the EAC standard. And we have also produced ECT instructional guidance That includes the introduction to the course, the mapping of the course to the program outcomes, the knowledge profile, the complex problems, and also the specific learning outcomes and the tasks to be carried out by the students. I think that's all for our briefing. Thank you for listening.
Okay, saya akan
Assalamualaikum and
Okay,
salam
saya akan
sejahtera.
start.
My name is Cik Mazna Maisa and this is my team members, Dr. Engineer Muhammad Karul.
Okay, sekejap ya. Okay, saya akan pergi kepada okay, when kita dah dipilih kan sebagai finalist, okay, what are the things that we need to have ya? So one is actually the video tadi, the 3 minutes video, okay, and then we need to actually provide an ebook, okay. So saya akan tunjukkan ebook tu, okay, maybe a bit, yeah. It is quite similar to the to the submission form, cumanya dia lebih detail lah because submission form kan dia very limited, okay, dia punya pages. So dekat sini your ebook ni I think kita boleh as many as possible lah kalau you, and then you can also link okay to evidences ya. Okay, sekejap saya cuba buka dulu ebook. Okay, and then saya akan select. Okay, boleh nampak ke?
Nampak, Prof?
Okay, good. Alright, so basically ada certain things yang mungkin tadi kita dah dengar ya dalam video tadi, dan juga mungkin ada certain things yang detail dalam ni, mungkin saya tak akan repeat lagi lah just to save time ya. Okay, so this is the ebook. Okay, so ini saya gunakan based on the instructional guidance punya cover page lah ya. Okay, so this is the appendices. Okay, so we have all the lampiran. Okay, so we have the borang permohonan. Okay, so saya go make it more make it systematic ya. So maksudnya kita must have the empathetic apa punya behavior in terms of bila di juri ya dia nak membaca kita punya submission tadi tu ya. Jadi saya menyediakan this particular ebook ya according to the form itself. Okay, jadi dia senang ya, dia nak maneuver here and there ya. Jadi dia dah ada satu framework ya untuk dia sekiranya dia perlu melihat pada pelbagai evidences. Alright, so these are the table of content, okay, and then they can always click in at the table of content here untuk pergi ke mana-mana pages. Okay, and then we have also the list of table as usual lah ya, ebook ya. So ni memang kita sediakan juga yang flip tu ya. Tapi kalau yang flip tu kadang-kadang dia tak boleh nak klik ya ataupun pergi kepada link ya. Okay, so in this case we have the figures, okay, and also the banyak figures lah kat sini ya, banyak figures. Okay, and then we have the maklumat on the individu. This is based on the form. Saya akan go through very fast. Okay, this one. Okay, and then the senarai ahli kumpulan, okay, which is similar to the form lah ya. And then kita ada bahagian C, also related to the form. Okay, I will not go through detail dekat sini. Cumanya setiap satu dekat sini kita akan ada link lah ya kepada all those evidences. Okay, so sama juga dengan sinopsis yang saya dah tunjukkan tadi. Okay, dan juga 3 minutes video yang saya dah tunjukkan tadi. Okay, so anytime dia boleh tengok balik ya. And then saya juga masukkan lah the first page of that video tadi tu. Okay, this is the instructional guidance yang saya sebutkan tadi. This plays a very important part. Okay, when you do your authoritative assessment. Yes, cuma saya masa during pitching session tu saya sebenarnya bernasib baik lah, quote unquote lah, saya rasakan sebab saya adalah orang yang kelima. Okay, the fifth group, the last group. Tapi it built up my anxiety actually at that time ya, because daripada pukul 9 ni sampai pukul 11 saya nak menunggu ya my giliran tu. Jadi I built up anxiety sikit lah kat situ kan. That's why you have to be really prepared, okay, your mentally and also your physically. Okay, so as mentioned kan, saya pun dah 58 years old kan, I'm going to go to be 60 kan, jadi sometimes dia ada sikit kat situlah kan, tapi saya rasa alhamdulillah lah. Okay, so this is the instructional guidance lah yang saya sebutkan tadi. Alright, so dalam ni very detail ya kita bagi pada pelajar. Okay, as I mentioned just now, so pelajar tu dia boleh menggunakan guides ini, okay, as they go, because this is actually an open-ended problem. Alright, so basically we have some explanation on how does Sulam is incorporated or integrated in this particular course. Okay, and then what are the course outcome and learning outcome that they will need to acquire by the students at the end of the course. Okay, and then we map, of course, to the standard. All right, with all the knowledge profile, and as mentioned just now, the requirement by the standard is actually to fulfill the complex engineering characteristics. All right, so in this case, we also need to, because this guidance are given to the students. Okay, are given to the students, and also, of course, we have a briefing for lecturers who are teaching the course on how to actually use the guidance. All right, so we have the a specific learning outcome for the course. Okay, and then we have of course, the design thinking process itself. The design thinking process sebenarnya ada dia punya kita kata apa, dia punya cycle dia sebenarnya. Before this saya hanya ceritakan sahaja, okay, and then they need to actually refer by themselves. Tapi saya tengok benda tu dia tak efektif, ya. Jadi saya masukkan dalam instructional guidance, ya. Jadi saya ceritakan sedikit on this part, okay, in theory, tetapi but most importantly is during the implementation. All right, so of course, requirement by SDG, as I mentioned just now. Okay, and then the detailed tasks that they need to do, and I integrated with the design thinking process. So the students know exactly when they do this certain task or particular task that will actually, relate to the, kita kata apa, map kepada design thinking process itself. All right, so and then we have the submission of interim report, which is on week 6. Okay, and then they need to, in this task, they need to be very specific on the innovation. It must be related to civil engineering. All right, okay, and then they need to present in week 12. Okay, and then finally they need to come up with the final report and also a video montage. All right, so these are the assessment tools. Okay, so these are the format of report. Yeah, so I want the students to submit the report, precise, okay, specific for what needed to be assessed. Alright, so I think as I mentioned just now, bila kita buat alternative assessment, okay, throughout the bila juri bila melihat because saya sebutkan tadi, saya adalah orang yang kelima. Okay, I was the 5th group to present. So before that, I see the pattern of the jury bila dia bertanya soalan tu, dia memang fokus kepada assessment tool. Okay, because you are submitting alternative assessment. Assessment is the word. Okay, so dia akan fokus pada assessment tools. Okay, and also the learning outcome yang you nak measure. Okay, so you need to make sure that the constructive alignment tu must be carried out the best that you can. Walaupun sebenarnya kita memang tak akan boleh assess secara 100%. Okay, apa yang kita nak assess kan, because of our limitation as a human lah. Kalau macam Allah tu dia nak assess kita kan, tak ada masalah kan. Tapi kita being as a human, kita nak assess another human or our students, definitely there are always kita kata apa, ada room for improvement. Okay, so in this case, this is ini cerita lain lah ini because kita dalam faculty kita ada a committee to ensure that if you give student complex problem, then we have a committee that will see through that. All right, so we want to make sure that we have that quality. Okay, so most importantly is actually the criteria matrix. Okay, so this is the one that actually the jury would like to see, okay, on how effective is actually your assessment tools that you use. Okay, so in this case, when we develop this performance criteria matrix, okay, we kita align lah align dengan the requirements, okay, of the course itself. Okay, the requirement by the standard, okay, on the complex problem. Okay, the requirements and in terms of the domains, all right, okay, and so on, and of course, the content itself. All right, so we, went a bit an extra miles, to ensure that the descriptors that we have will assess, okay, directly, okay, to ensure a true attainment, to ensure true attainment for the learning outcome and also the program outcome. So saya takkan cerita in detail lah saya hanya tunjukkan secara general saja. So untuk setiap satu tools tadi memang kita ada satu set of performance criteria matrix. So ini adalah untuk matrix untuk final report. Okay, and then okay, just bear in mind ya, kita memang tak ada exam ya. Jadi kita kena pastikan assessment tu dilakukan dengan betul ya. Jadi kat sini kita ada video montage 10% and also it's just a compilation of what they did. Okay, and then of course ada focusing on the ethical issue. Okay, and so this presentation also look into the based on individual assessment. Alright, so I think that that is for the dah termasuklah dia punya guidance ya yang saya nak tunjukkan tadi. Alright. Okay, so saya akan pergi kepada another one, okay, on the video bila kita dah jadi finalist, so we also need to prepare a video. Okay, KPT dia ada bagi sampel video lah dia bagi sampel video, tapi video tu sangat profesional lah kan, saya tengok pun takut sebenarnya kan bila nak buat tu, tapi saya kata tak apalah, kita cuba yang terbaik because yelah kita pun sometimes kita nak upah pun mungkin mahal ya dan sebagainya kan, so kita cubalah ya yang terbaik ya insyaAllah. Okay, saya akan buka video ni 2 minit saja. Ya, video ni 2 minit saja. Okey, mana saya nak buka ni? Saya kena on dulu. That video. Yes, saya stop sekejap. Saya share dulu. Okey. Boleh nampak ke video saya?
Nampak, Prof?
Saya cuba on. You dengar tak? Dengar tak muzik dia?
Tak dengar, Prof.
Tidak.
Prof klik sekali lagi.
Dengar tak?
Prof kena buat macam yang sebelum ni. Your previous video. Prof
Dengar
kena.
tak? Macam
Tak
mana
ada.
Tak dengar juga
Prof kena keluar balik. Prof keluar balik. Buat sama
balik
macam video
balik.
tadi lah. Dia kena right click untuk dapatkan.
Okay, so right click tu maksudnya untuk dapatkan apa?
Ada tak? Play. Sekejap. Select. Okay, sama seperti yang Prof buat sebelum ni.
Okey dah, itulah saya dah on kan sekarang ni. Video tu
Dah
macam
ada.
tadi.
Sekejap, Prof.
Ada eh? Okay. Dah dengar muzik semua kan?
Ada. Tadi macam awal tadi ada. Lepas tu tak ada. Ada tapi dia tak kuat lah, Prof. Saya
Kuat,
macam
eh?
dengar. Dia tak kuat.
Tapi nanti tak apa, nanti saya boleh sharekan ada
Boleh,
video
nanti saya
all
share dengan
untuk you all
participants.
tengok. Boleh ikutkan dah 100% dah dia punya volume ni.
Okay. Prof, this one video for yang being included in the e-book atau
Untuk finalis.
untuk finalist. Yang masa last pitching tu lah.
Okey, nanti saya akan sharekan link untuk video ni. Ya insyaAllah. Jadi kalau you tengok dia punya transition itu ada juga bahagian yang masa yang peringkat permulaan kita submit in 3 minutes tu ada yang tak ada dalam yang final video lah ya, because masa tu kita ada masa untuk nak update dan sebagainya. Sama juga dengan presentation. Okay, so video ni disediakan untuk presentation masa pitching. Okay, tapi during selepas pada tu the final one masa pitching tu ada sedikit juga penambahbaikan terhadap PowerPoint tersebut. Okay, so dan saya mention tadi kan, jadi jadi untuk KPT, because masa tahun lepas ni dia ada keluarkan satu lagi guide kan untuk yang dinamakan Excel. Okay, so saya masukkan juga Excel ya dalam my PowerPoint tu. Okay, jadi dia menguatkan actually ataupun dia maksudnya dia menunjukkan kita fokuslah kepada apa yang KPT mahukan. Okay, so dalam alhamdulillah dan specifically dalam Excel tu kita ada one specific criteria which is care. Okay, which is related to sulam project itself. Alright. Okay, so next I think saya tunjukkan saya punya PowerPoint balik lah ya. Okay, cuma tadi saya tak mention another important element ya dalam this course kita ada advisor. Okay, jadi sekejap saya share balik saya punya PowerPoint ya. Sekejap. Okay. Oh, cuma ada satu lagi saya nak tunjukkan poster, mungkin detail sikit lah poster sebelum saya pergi PowerPoint ya. Okay. Okay. Okey, boleh nampak ke poster saya ni? Mungkin kena
Boleh
besarkan
nampak,
sikit.
Prof. Cuma
Tapi
mungkin
kena
Prof perlu
besarkan
besarkan
ya.
sikit.
Besarkan sikit ya. Okey. So basically memang dia adalah apa yang kita ada lah ya. Cumanya in this case kita kena jadikan dia dalam bentuk yang lebih cantik lah ya. Yang lebih cantik dan lebih atraktif lah. So basically most of the thing that are actually inside what we want to present. Okay. And then of course we have to highlight kita punya strength ya in terms of the collaborators. Okay, kita ada collaborators. Okay, and also kita ada experts. Okay, remember saya kata student ni dia mesti buat civil engineering projects. Ya, jadi bila civil engineering projects, kalau anda civil engineering, kita ada various types of projects. Ya, kita ada projects related to water engineering, ya, water and water resources engineering, okay, related to environment, ya, related to structure, building, ya, related to highway, related to soil, ya, banyak benda. Ya, jadi basically kat sini it depends on the community problem. Okay, and then they will, kita akan engage dan kita akan appoint advisor. So advisor ni hanyalah fokus kepada innovation untuk prototype tadi, ya, kepada community, ya, bukan dari segi assessment. Assessment saya tak libatkan lagi advisor, ya, sebab saya tak nak bebankan lagi advisor kan. Okay, jadi basically all the assessment adalah dibuat oleh pensyarah sendiri. Walaupun sebenarnya masa saya present dekat AKRI tu, mereka ada tanya juga ya, selain daripada pensyarah, siapa lagi yang assess ya. Jadi saya kata setakat ni pensyarah saja dan kami make sure dari segi quality bila kita ada syndicated marking. Okay, so mungkin in the future, okay, bila most of the advisors they are very familiar already, so mungkin kita boleh bagi some portion lah, maybe dalam 10% ya kepada advisor ya on that part ya. Alright, so this is actually example of the poster ya. Okay, so saya akan pergi balik ya kepada, saya ada lagi dalam 10 minutes macam tu kan. Okay, saya akan pergi balik kepada saya punya PowerPoint dan mungkin saya akan hanya highlight yang penting sahaja yang saya belum highlight ya. Sekejap. Boleh nampak ke doktor? Boleh nampak dah?
Boleh, Prof.
Okay, good. Alright, so saya akan terus pergi. Yang ni semua dah tengok tadi. Okay, so ni adalah presentation ya masa during pitching lah ya, during pitching. Okay, kita tunjukkan instructional guidance. Tapi masa ni saya tak tunjuk yang detail yang tadi saya tunjuk dekat you all kan. Okay, so kita ada rational, objective and so on lah. So basically this is the rationale okay, of what is the current issue. So saya relatekan dengan keperluan lah being as an engineer to solve society. Ya, kemudian saya kaitkan juga dengan conventional and passive learning model yang kita gunakan. Dan keperluan ya 2025, the top 10 skill of 2025. Okay, and of course because of the problem ya during COVID ya dan sebagainya, and of course because of the requirement by the KPT, okay, and also in this case untuk kita nak enhance student punya critical thinking, okay, and also and also the standards okay required okay by the board ya of Engineers Malaysia. Alright, so I think objektif saya dah terangkan tadi, approach pun saya dah terangkan tadi. Okay, and then ini pun saya dah terangkan tadi. Ini yang saya tambah tadi, ya. So in this case is very important bila kita nak submit kepada KPT, kita kena tahu apakah KPT punya current requirement dia. So in this case dia in line lah with the MOHI's current experiential learning and competency based education landscape, which is Excel framework, ya, dan basically it is very much related to the community resilience experiential learning, which is CARE. Okay, so kita ceritakan sedikit lah, macam dalam video tadi tak ada yang ni, ya. So towards the end tu kita improve, ya, kita punya presentation. I think this one pun saya dah tunjukkan. Ini adalah daripada kita punya improvement lah, ya, daripada tidak ada engagement langsung, ya, during the COVID tu, memang tak ada engagement. Okay, so that's why actually masa mula saya nak buat submission untuk AKRI ni, saya terfikir nak buat lah macam transformative learning dan sebagainya, ya. Tapi bila saya fikir balik, saya punya strength lebih kepada alternative assessment, ya. Maksudnya lebih kepada tools of assessment. Jadi saya tak pilih kriteria yang itu. Jadi saya rasa pemilihan kriteria nanti mungkin lepas ni Dr. Tara mungkin akan ceritakan, mungkin mana-mana yang you rasa your strength dekat situ, you go with that one. Kalau you say your strength dekat macam saya punya ni, you go with this one on the assessment. Jadi kita ada penambahbaikan, ya, daripada mula-mula March 2020 tak ada engagement langsung. So maksudnya the student ni dia come out dengan dia punya innovation tu hanya quote unquote shop sendirilah, ya. Jadi di mana dia hanya come out with the conceptual sahaja. Tak ada engagement, tak ada feedback whatsoever daripada stakeholders. Masa tu I think everyone pun it was in the very, kita kata shock, ya, masa kita dapat that bila kita kena COVID-19. Ya, kemudian kita keep on improving dan in Oktober kita buat pilot. Pada masa ni walaupun kita tak boleh lagi engage secara physical, tapi kita dah require students to engage secara online. Okay, so itu kita punya penambahbaikan lah. So kita transition lah daripada kita webinar sahaja kita buat, ya, kemudian kita pergi kepada physical engagement. Okay, so sekarang 100% physical engagement, and then saya mention tadi kita ada innovative method on collaborative teaching. Kita ada dengan industri juga, okay, dan juga dengan university. Alright, so these are the industry collaborators saya dah tunjukkan tadi. These are the faculty advisor, dan juga masa during the pitching session, memang juri ada tanya saya. Dia kata adakah civil sahaja? Saya kata alhamdulillah at that point of time kita ada satu projek dengan community, iaitu dengan bahagian kita kata tahfiz, ya, tahfiz punya community, ya, di mana dia orang nak develop untuk nak bakar Quran kan, so dia kena ada satu sistem. Okay, so kita ada buat sharing ataupun kita ada panggil juga collaboration dengan mechanical. Okay, mechanical lecturers. Dan sekarang pun kita ada juga collaboration dengan other lecturers, not just mechanical, tapi juga daripada faculty-faculty lain throughout university dan juga di luar university. Alright, so these are the appointments, because saya rasa dalam dan juga saya just nak highlight, ya, kalau di UiTM lah, ya, untuk kenaikan pangkat, ya, kita juga memerlukan pensyarah punya engagement, ya, dengan community. So this give kita kata an additional value lah, ya, kepada pensyarah, ya. Okay, so these are, I think this one saya dah tunjukkan dalam video tadi. So these are various projects lah, ya, termasuk international yang saya sebutkan tadi, ya. Alright, so kita kena isikan juga, ya, yang ini untuk Myra score. Okay, and of course saya dah mention tadi the impact of the assessment itself kepada society, ya, kepada akademia, kepada government, kepada industri dan kepada environment. Yang 5 ni yang saya rasa dah termasuk 5 ni. Okay, and of course the SDG, ya, saya mention the SDG. So kita ada SDG 4, ya, di mana kita gunakan design thinking. Ya, kita juga we want to make sure that we have a sustainable and safe community. Okay, and of course for the societal well-being, ya, untuk healthy lives, ya. And of course masa ni kita relate kepada negara kita juga on wawasan kemakmuran bersama. So macam you all nanti mungkin you kena relate lah kepada Madani, right, insyaAllah. Okay, jadi saya rasa okay, and then of course on the instructional method, instructional guidance tadi saya dah tunjukkan detail. Okay, this one pun saya dah tunjukkan, dan kami juga mempunyai satu sistem di dalam faculty lah, ya, for the assessment, ya. Alright. Okay, these are the indirect attainment. okay, yang kita buat based on survey kepada pelajar. Okay, dan juga ada dua lah sebenarnya ya, satu spesifik pada course, ya, satu lagi kepada selepas pelajar dah habis kursus tersebut, they need to actually fill out the form. Okay, so in this case they need to give feedback lah kepada pengajaran yang saya buat, okay, dari segi instruction method, okay ke tidak, okay, and then dari segi professionalism saya, okay, dan juga dari segi konten kursus tersebut, okay, dan juga dari segi facilities yang diberikan lah. Dan pada masa yang sama saya mention tadi kan, because of my passion on engineering education, okay, so saya memang buat sendirilah ya, research. In this case saya ada research yang saya buat dan saya produce paper. Ya, sekejap mungkin kalau ada masa saya tunjukkan paper tu lah sekejap ya. Okay, so basically these are the final presentation, yang the last page, okay, yang saya sebutkan tadi. Okay, during pitching session. Okay, so these are some of the awards lah yang kita boleh tunjukkan, okay, during the pitching session. Alright. Okay, so I think dalam 10 minutes saya just nak highlightkan paper yang saya buat. Okay, dan mungkin later you all pun boleh juga refer kepada paper tu, but that paper is actually untuk implementation during the COVID ya, masa March 2020 ya. Okay, saya takkan go through detail paper lah, saya just nak tunjuk sahaja, sharing lah kan, sharing session kan. Okay, saya stop dulu yang ini. Okay. Alright. Saya tak buka lagi ke? Dah buka dah. Alright, sekejap ya. Okay. Saya share. Okay. Share.
Okay,
Boleh
nampak
nampak kan?
Prof. Boleh.
Alhamdulillah.
Boleh nampak.
Okay, so alhamdulillah ya, kalau you imagine lah kita buat ni start to implement that during COVID and March 2020 ya. So the paper ni keluar last year ya, 2022 ya. So dia ambil masa sikit lah, and currently saya dah ada beberapa papers lah ya related to innovative assessment ni, dan juga besok insyaAllah memang saya ada another competition ya. So saya masuk juga competition ya. Tapi kalau macam you all nak submit ini juga tips daripada juri. Ya, so maksudnya bila you all nak submit for AKRI, okay, jangan gunakan format macam kita pergi kita present dekat IID ya, because dia macam dia bukan fokus dekat situ ya, not in that sense ya. So maksudnya kita fokus kepada assessment method yang kita gunakan. Alright, so but basically these are the impact lah, kita boleh masukkan our papers for example as the impact. Dan sebenarnya saya lupa, sebenarnya saya pun dah ada juga copyright ya untuk this innovative assessment model. Alright, so this is actually tajuk dia design of an innovative assessment instrument integrating service learning but during COVID-19. Okay, so dekat sini macam biasalah kalau kita buat paper, kita ada literature review and then kita ada methodology. So methodology kita maybe related to most of the time is the document review lah ya, document review. Tapi pada masa yang sama saya dah mention tadi, saya ada buat my own research. Jadi untuk paper saya ada juga based on survey ya to the students. Alright, so in this case fokus saya hanya lebih kepada the attainment of that dua PO tadi during the COVID-19 March 2020 ya. Okay, so dekat sini saya discuss on the findings, okay, on how kita assess okay the students and so on ya. So and also at this point of time saya pun dah develop the rubrics and so on ya, tapi kita kata ada penambahbaikan lah ya sampai sekarang. Okay, so I think that's the paper lah. I think cukup kot. Saya rasa ada lagi nak tunjukkan, tapi mungkin saya boleh share kemudian sajalah. Okay, any other? So saya spend some time for a Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof, for the insightful and benefits information regarding the document as well as the application of the AKRI award. Saya rasa saya ada soalan lah, Prof. Saya tak buka lagi lah pada orang lain, tapi saya tanya dahululah soalan. Since just now, Prof showed us with the paper. So, I would like to know whether you are publishing the specific alternative assessment that you are doing in the class.
Yes.
Or you are including the other perspective as well.
Yes. For that particular paper memang dia fokus kepada that alternative assessment itself.
Alternative assessment. And then the finding means after you implemented the alternative assessment in class related to Sulam, adakah Prof provide any other test untuk getting the findings of the alternative assessment? Or
You
macam
mean
mana
test?
Prof buat tu? Macam mana Prof
Okay.
buat untuk to obtain the findings from the alternative assessment dalam kelas tu?
I see. Okay, for that particular paper tadi tu, okay, masa tu March 2020. So masa tu kita masih lagi maintain test. Ada 2 test masa tu. Because online kan, jadi kita macam, and then the student pun memang tak boleh nak keluar berjumpa dengan community pun. So basically kita maintain lagi that 40% test. Okay, and then kita we have that 60% project base. So project base is based on the rubrics tadi tu lah. Okay, and then the findings tu kita ambil dari segi kita tengok the pattern, the pattern of the results daripada student tadi. Okay, so mungkin of course sebelum ni dia 100% kita kata cognitive based, walaupun dia ada sikit dalam 10-20% on the affective domain bila student buat role play. Okay, but basically it is more kita kata content based, di mana dia ada 60% exam, okay, and another 20% test. So the rest are the role play and so on. So of course daripada situ saya tunjukkan penambahbaikan dari segi attainment of student itself. Dia walaupun kita kata walaupun kadang kita rasa macam okay sebelum ni ramai dapat A contohnya kan. So itu sebenarnya tak normal. Tak normal sebenarnya kan, because it is actually a very satu kursus yang susah sebenarnya. Okay, tapi kita tengok pattern dia ramai dapat A. So kenapa ramai dapat A? Contoh gitulah. Okay, and then kita pergi to the next one, and then kita tengok pattern lah in terms of itu paper specific for that one lah.
So basically for the finding, Prof looking on the pattern of the
based on the direct
achievement of the
attainment.
student, isn't it? Achievement
Yes,
of the student, right?
betul, direct attainment. Ya, direct attainment. Selepas tu ada juga paper saya yang saya buat related based on student punya survey. Okay, so saya bagi survey pada student. Okay, contoh saya ada 400 student saya, so saya paksa rela lah dia orang jawab kan. Okay, so basically and then kita minta dia orang bagi honest opinion lah. Okay, and from that kita boleh ada banyak soalan-soalan related dengan rubric itself, related dengan kerja-kerja yang mereka buat. I think untuk this time around kita tengok because bila kita incorporate Sulam ni untuk semualah ya, incorporate Sulam ya dalam kita punya kursus ni, kita ada involvement of not just HAA saja. Maksud not just hal ehwal akademik. Okay, so dia melibatkan hal ehwal pelajar juga. Okay, jadi bila hal ehwal pelajar ni, dan student ni when they want to go out with the community, dia kena keluarkan paperwork dulu ya, paperwork untuk dia mendapatkan kebenaran daripada hal ehwal pelajar. So dia memberikan penambahan kita kata apa, penambahan loading lah kepada pelajar. So in the semester ni saya decide saya nak dapatkan feedback daripada student, tapi kami memang secara kita kata apa aware yang mana kita boleh bantu student to enhance the process tu, memudahkan dia tu kita cuba. Sebab in this case hal ehwal pelajar dia ada bagi sedikit budget lah untuk student pergi. Jadi mereka kena come out with a bit of paperwork. So it's a tambahan kerja lah untuk dia orang kan nak present dan sebagainya benda tu.
Alright. Jelas Prof. Thank you very much Prof. Okay. So any other questions from participants? Pun satu lagi soalan sebelum kita pergi kepada Dr. Tara. Anyone?
Anything yang you nak saya boleh share. Saya tak ada masalah.
Saya mohon after this perhaps Prof boleh email any document yang Prof rasa you would like to share with us so that we become we can have any guideline. Because kita sebelum ni pun we have tried to join AKRI as well, tapi kita so far kita belum berjaya lah any participants from Unimas lah. So at least kalau Prof dapat provide us with the any guideline or any tips kan yang macam Prof dah share tadi, yang itu pun bagus lah, at least we can have any guideline lah. So manalah tahu kan kod rezeki untuk Unimas pula kan this year.
InsyaAllah, betul.
Okay.
Sebab saya rasa ada value dia tu benda-benda macam tu kita kena kedepankan. Contoh macam
Prof
copyright.
cakap tadi lah, when you integrated the element and the approach of Sulam in the subjects tu kan. Saya tak terfikir yang
Ah.
when we are asking the student to, because saya pun many subjek saya memang saya menggunakan experiential learning.
Masya Allah.
Sebenarnya dia ada integration of sulam lah, more to
Yes.
experiential learning. Cuma bila Prof mention that the paperwork, so we are added loading kepada pelajar dari segi bebanan tugas kan, dan perkara tu kita boleh highlight sebab dekat situ pun they are gaining something kan. So yang itu pun
Betul.
saya tak terfikir Prof. When you mention that, it would be great kalau kita dapat input-input yang kita tak aware tapi sebenarnya dia penting untuk dimasukkan.
Ya. Satu lagi yang student tu dia kan kita kena isi Myra score tu. Myra tu dia bila nak isi yang tu pun it's a bebanan sebenarnya because they need to do they need to do entrance and exit survey.
I
Entrance
see.
before project tu being done and exit lepas project tu being done, apa impact kepada community tu. So
I
dekat
see,
situ
I
pun satu bebanan
So this
jugalah.
one pun also have to have like have to have like rubric untuk assessment lah Prof.
Ya betul, saya dah
Entrance
masukkan
and
juga
exit tu.
sebab kesian kat student kan. Jadi dia dah buat benda tu dan saya masukkan yang the final report tu. Kalau you tengok nanti dalam saya punya rubrics tu, the last portion tu ialah dari segi completeness of the report. Dia kalau
I
completeness
see.
of report maksud dia kena masukkan juga yang borang apa tak impact, borang impact lah apa semua tu kan. Dia have that one dan kita bagi markah macam
I
tu.
see. Okay.
Alright?
Thank you
Okay.
Prof.
Okay, no
Thank you very
problem.
much for
Okay.
the insightful and the tremendous information from Prof. Saya sangat
InsyaAllah.
hargai apa maklumat yang Prof bagi. Tak semua orang nak berkongsi ni. Rahsia
InsyaAllah,
kejayaan ni. InsyaAllah Prof, if in future kita ada rezeki, insyaAllah mungkin kita boleh conducted the bengkel, face to face bengkel.
InsyaAllah.
Invite Prof untuk bantu kita
Hands-on.
punya peserta hands on ke, kita punya
InsyaAllah.
bakal partisipan dan potensi partisipan untuk AKRI kita ke. Jadi
InsyaAllah.
insyaAllah mungkin kita akan
InsyaAllah saya
collaborate for
pun
the future.
InsyaAllah saya pun akan buat untuk UiTM jugalah.
I
InsyaAllah dalam
see.
tujuh macam
Okay,
tu hands on.
nanti Prof kalau
InsyaAllah.
if you have any session yang boleh outsiders join, perhaps Prof can share the poster with us lah. So at
InsyaAllah.
least kita dapat disseminate to Unima staff.
Okay.
So that kita
Okay,
akan
nanti
tambah lagi lah
doktor
knowledge.
keep in touch dengan saya.
Boleh,
Okay, saya
insyaAllah.
okay, doktor sebenarnya saya nak minta tolong nanti lepas ni kalau dapat share sekali video yang dengan Dr. Tara ya sebab saya nak kena masuk meeting lain pula.
Boleh. Should be no problem because kita akan upload all the videos in the YouTube YouTube channel Unima.
Alright, okay. Thank you very much.
Nanti saya boleh tag dengan Prof sekali lah. Thank you very much Prof. Thank you very much.
Alright.
So
Okay,
we'll keep in touch with you. Assalamualaikum Prof. Thank you very
Assalamualaikum.
much. Okay, to the other participant, we will proceed with the Dr. Tara. Okay, penerima anugerah AKRI as well pada 2022. Dr. Tara become a champion for transformative teaching category. Okay, so that I would like to pass to Dr. Tara to start her sharing. Over to you, Dr. Tara.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Nur Mazlina, and thank you so much to Unimas and CAM for the invitation to give a talk or sharing session about what we have experienced so far during AKRI. So here I am to share with everybody. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera kepada Profesor Dr. Tuan dan Puan. My name is Dr. Tara, as mentioned by Dr. just now. And also thank you to Dr. Che Masna tadi, because what she shared just now was really relevant, and actually it's practiced throughout all different categories also. So I hope everybody received all the tips that she shared just now. It can be applied throughout all 4 categories. So my category today is mostly relevant to transformative category, but specifically to teaching. It's not directly we want to say how the students how they are immersive learning from the perspective of students, but from the perspective of lecturer, how we teach the students. So let me share the slide I have for you today. Okay, I'm given 1 hour 30 minutes. I hope I can finish within time. So
1 hour 30 minutes, Dr. Tara.
yeah,
Should
1
be no
hour
problem.
30.
Yes.
Okay. Last time it was half an hour, so terpaksa laju-laju cakap. Okay, let me share here. For your information, most of my slides or all my content is created using Canva. So it really helped me in preparation for my AKRI, and also I've done this. What do you say? My AKRI journey started since 2019. So using Canva was really helpful because it archived most of my document from 2 years ago. So I continued what I had since 2019. So let me share. My project is mostly relevant or about the APK, Asas Pembudayaan Kesuanan, or Fundamentals of Entrepreneurial Acculturation. So it's in a different category, and the name of the project is Peers, the Digital Siswapreneurship Learning Process in the Transformative Teaching category. Okay, so like I mentioned, it's not about how the students learn from their perspective, but how do we teach the students. And the most important thing about my category is to really show how your transformation starts and until the end project, the end product. So let me share here. Okay, okay, so this is my journey. This is my journey. Skip one slide. This is my journey. I started from AKRI 2019. We in UMS we got the Prof. Wan Zuhanis. At that time, she was the pengarah bahagian kecemerlangan academic of JPT. She came to UMS and then she shared about what AKRI is all about. From there, UMS got the first exposure about AKRI. So she urged us to join. So, and especially the APK team, which is Asas Pembudayaan Kesawanan, to join this AKRI because APK is known to have a very good achievement in digital entrepreneurship. So, so we joined AKRI 2019, but at that time, it was a new experience for us. We only were given about 1 month time or 2 months time, but we had lack of evidence at that time. So because terhege-hege mau ikut, so it was not properly planned. So that's my take from AKRI 2019. So from there on, we took a little bit of advice from one of our colleague, UMS lecturer, who were finalisted to AKRI 2019, and from there on he shared with us how the posters of finalists looks like and how actually they presented during that time, and also the idea whereby we have done the same projects, but however the branding and how we call it, how we susun ataupun elaborate the things, the projects that we do is less attractive. So that gave me confidence to how do you say, keep on improving my project until I joined a few competition. So UMS mimic AKRI 2019 as a platform as a feeder platform from UMS to send the UMS lecturers or any UMS participants or winners to AKRI. So that was the idea. So they invented AKIP, Anugerah Kecemerlangan Inovasi Pengajaran dan Pembelajaran for UMS. So AKIP 2020 started. So I joined 2 types of categories, which is the transformative teaching and also immersive learning in blended. So I joined 2 of those. So I won the champion and also first runner up for the immersive learning. And I also joined the state competition ISAS 2020 in education innovation category. That was another experience, but I didn't win it. But however, it's a learning curve. From there, I get the what do you say, the feedback from juries. It was really meaningful feedback from all this competition. It was really meaningful up until K Novasi 2021, Sulam, AKIP, and also ISAS 2021, up until all those feedbacks membuahkan hasil until I got the rezeki to win this AKRI transformative teaching category as the champion for this category. So this is kind of a learning curve, and at the end of the day I got this AKRI. So it was a 2-year journey for myself. Okay, but for this time I joined as an individual participant, where else in AKRI 2019 I joined as a group. So all these are the things that I presented during the pitching, finalist pitching, which we were given 10 minutes to pitch. So I'll share this. I'll share how I presented the slide, how it looks like, so at least you can see how to prepare, and then what you can expect the rest of the participants may present during that time. So you can see in my presentation, there's videos, there's photos, and also there's a little bit description. But however, during what I want to say throughout my presentation, not all things I will elaborate and not all things I will say, because they can read by themselves also, but I will only highlight the most important thing. Okay, so UMS have this course that is compulsory throughout all students, whether they are science or non-science background. So to learn entrepreneurship. So this is the harapan by Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi to learn about entrepreneurship throughout the second year. Okay, whether they are in the third semester or the fourth semester. So this is the example of photos that they conducted entrepreneurial expo. And I started my problem statement from big to small. So I quote the top 10 skills of 2025 by World Economic Forum, whereby the most important skills that is needed by employee is creativity, originality, initiative, and then technology use. And KPT itself mentioned the importance of digital entrepreneurship as a focus by IPT, and to increase the GE in digital entrepreneurship. So especially during COVID-19. So from there on, that is my problem statement that I started with my presentation. And I mentioned about the CLO, the course learning outcome. We have 3 course learning outcome for this course. However, I only highlighted one course learning outcome, which is the third one, which is to conduct digital business as a group. So that is the third CLO. Only one I presented during the presentation. So, but although with this entrepreneurship and then digital business running as part of our project for APK, most of our students are Generation Z. But with their characteristics, who are born within the world of social media, they born with all the technology, is already assimilated within their daily life. But however, they don't know how to use those social media to as a purpose for entrepreneurship, as a purpose for digital business. So from 14 weeks of running this course, we noticed some of them, actually half of them, don't know how to create business account on Instagram, Facebook, or also WhatsApp, and how to communicate with clients and the rest of the things relevant to digital business. So here, okay, it's quite. So this is a video of them inside my class. Okay, so before the class or during the first week of the class, I usually do a survey to measure what their skills of their digital business skills. Okay, and also inside my class, there's a lot of students, sometimes within 100 students, 80 to 100 students. So that is one of the main cause the students couldn't learn effectively during the class. In terms of during the class, the first week or second week, or before they start the first class, I will normally do the survey and measure how their digital literacy or digital use of technology here. So a lot of them are in fair using Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, website, copywriting, and also to design poster. So this is before attending the course. Okay, of course they have a big number of students in each section, and normally if they have 100 students in one section, in one class, of course they will have, like, let's say 10 groups. In one group they will have 10 students. So we usually hear that there's a lot of 1 or 2 free riders within one group if there's 10 students inside one group. So hence why I created this this process, which is called plan, explore, experience, reflect, and suggest, to improve the way we teach the students. So the objective ataupun the strategy is to actually increase the strengthen for them to know how to use the accounts, also use the platform of digital platforms, for example, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and so on, and to show that they are creative in creating content and also creating poster on this digital platform. Okay. Okay, so these are the example of their video. Just a minute. Okay. Just a moment. There's a problem with my internet from my side. Okay. So this is the way we teach the students the kaedah pengajaran. This is the second category after showing the introduction. Okay. So we started from 2017, how the course started, from 40% to 60% learning experience. So we introduced BMC in 2017, and 2018 we improved the course learning, also the curriculum, whereby we integrate the digital entrepreneurship inside the curriculum with the help of MDEC by introducing Facebook, Instagram, and so on. And also we add on another assignment whereby for them to provide a business practicum report, which is business e-portfolio or written portfolio. They use Word document only. But as time goes on, in 2019, 2020 until now, we keep on improving. So in 2019, we add on another assignment, or to replace the old conservative assignment, which is case study. We replace it with content creation because it's in line with the trend now. And also they can use YouTube, also TikTok, to create this content, and also to turn that business portfolio report towards reporting using websites. So at the same time, when they produce the assignment, they in line with the trend and also in line with the problem just now, they will use the platform, digital platform. So in 2020, we improved by explore more all other platforms for digital entrepreneurship, whereby using Telegram, Shopee, Lazada, Facebook Marketplace, and now with TikTok and TikTok Shop. And also we extend different kinds of business rather than they focus on selling food and beverage only, whereby the conservative selling products. We also focus for the students to keep on change the way they sell, not only selling products, but also they can sell services in short term, whereby we try to change the mindset. This is gig economy kind of business, and also which is in line with the trend, in line with the trend of digital economy now, and also to integrate another way of doing business, whereby they as a consultant, digital marketing consultant, whoever have that capability of using digital platform, they can use their capability and be as a consultant, digital marketing consultant, to a local entrepreneurs, local businesses that has no digital platforms yet on Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So we try to use the concept of Sulam a little bit inside this practical. So it will help them in their communication skills. Also, at the same time, they know how to use the digital platforms, yeah, and practice the platforms. So that in my theory, in my teaching style, we try to use these theory peers, COP theory, 1984, whereby it's a learning experience, and experiential learning is very important here inside APK. Okay. So showing the foundation is really important during the pitching, and also during your forms also here. Okay, later I will show the form, how it looks like. So this is where I show the transform, how from 2017 until now it looks like. So before peers were presented, or before peers exist, the size of our students group is within 10 to 11 people within one group, because we have 90 to 100 students within one class. But now with peers, we improve, and then whereby we do each section or each class 70 to 90 students, and also in one group to have more effective group work and more immersive group work is 5 to 6 people. So we have less problem or less feedback from students. There's a free rider inside the group. Okay, so another thing with peers, before and after peers, is that is the cost. Before peers, of course we practice experiential learning, but however it was only 40%, but now with 60%, it's most we changed to experiential learning 60%. The kuliah or the lecture, it was fully we were teaching theoretical part or all the slides within 2 hours, maximize 2 hours with slides by talking and talking. But however, with educational 4.0 and the trend now, we do the lecture within 30 minutes only. That's my style. We maximize 30 minutes only, and the rest of the class I will do practical things. So I will work as a facilitator during the class. Okay. So after and before the peers. Okay, so the business practicum, how they choose the business is very limited, and they only choose the normal one, which is a the normal product, and then they sell the normal product, that kind of thing. But however, with now they have different kinds of business practicum. Like I mentioned just now, whether they sell product, whether they sell a service, sulam, also event management. So before peers, they use the practical platform, normal platform, traditional platform. For example, conduct an expo, very traditional one, face-to-face expo, and also they open up booths from here and in different faculties. But now with peers, we fully utilize digital platform, or with hybrid purposes, also hybrid platform. For example, on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, TikTok Live also, and at the same time they can open up a booth at their own faculty. So in this portfolio, last time our portfolio was written report by using Word document, and they print it out and send to us. But however, now to practice the digital platform usage, they provide the written report on a website. So at least by end of the project and end of the semester, they know, each of the individual know how to create a website and publish it. So it will be beneficial for them later on. Okay, so that is with peers. So that is the way we show the transformative part. And with peers, from there, the theory behind it, I use constructivism and social constructivism, because they learn things throughout their social surrounding within their group. Okay, and at the same time, they construct the learning experience by themselves as well, but throughout the experience learning. And it's student-centered learning, team-based learning. It's open-ended practicum, business practicum, because they can choose what type of business they can do and where they can do the selling, when they can do the selling. At least by end of the semester, they can report back to me how they did the business. And also this is very relevant to the current trend. So that's the way we show the transformative teaching program here. So this is the example of our course learning outline for types of business practicum that the students can choose. We give a sample here, but however, if they have other suggestions, I'm more than willing to hear what kind of suggestions they have, because businesses should not be limited or should not be concise, really. Businesses should be creative and also be innovative. If they have other ideas, I'm very flexible in having or learning from them what kind of business they want to do. Okay, so here, this is the roles of students and also lecturers. For students, they are active within the class and also outside of the class, and also the students are given the opportunity to choose. They are empowered to choose what kind of business they can do during the practicum, and also they can do creativity and also be innovative inside the class. They can choose the digital platform, and also they can solve the problem and think critically. So these are the skills that we want the students learn during the class. And also for the lecturer, my role is mainly as a facilitator. Okay, if they have questions, ask me. So normally during my class now, what I do during the class now in 2023 is no longer not only 30 minutes of teaching. Sometimes I start with the class with a problem and I give them questions and they work as a group on how to solve the problem, and I will facilitate the students from time to time. Okay, so from there on, whatever is on the slides, I will try to explain when I tell them how to solve the problem. Okay, so that's how I teach now as a facilitator. So I will guide the student on the the practical part, and coach the students, and also it's in line on how the local entrepreneurs do the business now. They sometimes need coaching and also mentoring during when they do the business practicum. Okay, and I will give feedback also towards the students how their business should look like. Okay, so this is the peers, how it looks like from week 1 until week 14 throughout one semester, from planning, explore, experience, reflect, and suggest. Okay, and so this is where the third part of the form, whereby we need to show how the students are involved during the project. Okay, so the first phase, which is planning. So merancang. In the third week, the first and second week, we have introduction of the class, explaining about the course learning outline, which is the guideline or blueprint throughout week 1 until week 14 is very clear. And also week 2, we focus more on how to provide or how to create an idea from creativity and innovative thinking, the techniques, and also how to recognize business opportunity. From there on, they were given time to discuss as a group what kind of ideas they will do throughout their business practicum project throughout the semester. So hence the planning part, week 3 and week 4, they were taught about business model canvas, and also we guide them on how to fill up all the business model canvas, 9 important areas. And at the end of week 4, they are given or asked to provide a presentation of the BMC. So this is me giving an online lecture during the COVID-19 or PKP about BMC. Okay, this is our teaching during the planning stage, and this is them discussing as a group how to do the BMC as a group. Okay, and it was an activity within the class. Okay, so then they were asked to present during the week 4, okay, about the BMC, and then I will give feedback. And also they are required also to provide a written report of their BMC. Okay, and then after planning is their explore stage. Something wrong with my line. Okay, explore stage. So explore stage is where during the class, I will guide them to explore all the platforms they can use during their business practicum, or what they can use for their business that is really suitable for their business, because different business suits different kind of platform. For example, if their target market is for the older people generation, they can use Facebook. But however, if their target market is for the students, they should use Instagram or TikTok. So that's how we guide the students during the exploration stage. So during explore, I will give a tutorial or give them a lecture about the explore part, about marketing, digital marketing on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and now TikTok, and also how to use the website throughout week 5 until week 7. And then at the end of the class or during the class, they will do the practical activity, take picture and then post it on Instagram with their own copywriting. Okay, so this is them using the Lightbox. Okay, and this is where they were using the website. Create a website during the class, create a Facebook during the class. Okay, so after exploration during the class, inside the class, outside of class, they are experiencing by themselves. self-learning already, experience the business practicum. So this is where they learn and get the experience, pengalaman, from week 5 until week 12. So this is where they need to do the business already, and they conduct a business whether using Facebook, whether using Instagram, okay, whether using Instagram, whether using WhatsApp, okay, using a website, and also create a content, creative content using Canva. And they practice what they learned during the class, which is the different techniques of copywriting. So this is a teaser, soft selling copywriting, and also hard selling copywriting. Okay, and also how to take photos individually, flat day photo, and also to create video content, whether to review a product, whether to do a advertisement, or whether to do a tutorial. Okay, so during the experience also, they were asked to do a live selling, whether face-to-face at the faculty, at the expo, okay, or any tamu or bazaar that is being held within UMS or outside of UMS. But during PKP, we started to solve the problem with introducing APK Virtual Expo online. So during this expo, within 1 week, they were asked to do live on their Facebook or Instagram. And this is the example that they did, and they provide a report to us during using Google Form, the proof that they did the APK Virtual Expo live selling. Okay, so after they did the business practicum from week 5 until week 12, they're given time to prepare a report of their reflection. The reflection should reflect what happened throughout their business practicum, what kind of product that they sold, how did they promote their business, what kind of platforms they use, the achievement that they get during the business practicum, and also what kind of problems that they face during the business practicum and how they solve it when they face the problem. So this is an example of them presenting the reflection. This is the report they presented in their website of their reflection. And these are the example of problem and also how they solve the business practicum. And later on, with problems, they should give a how to improve their future business, or if they were to do a business later on. So we ask them to provide a suggestion how they can improve in the future. So these are the example of they present the improvement and also their written report of improvement on the website. Okay, so these are example of suggestions for the Sulam project. Okay, so these are example or the bukti or the bukti for course learning outcome for business portfolio report. This is the how we show the rubric and what are the guidelines that we ask them to do. Okay, so going to the last category already for the project, which is the impact towards the students' learning. So here, the most important thing is your bukti or your proof of your students' impact. So here, my proof is MPKP, Maklum Balas, the feedback from the students, which is very formal. It's a UMS formal written feedback. And also the second one is Google Form. Of course, from our APK side, from our course side, we ask written feedback from each students before they leave the group, WhatsApp group, or before they leave our Moodle. And also we ask them to do a survey rating from from 1 to 5, how they feel about the class and how they feel about the skills after attending the class. And also the proof was also the APK marks here, whether there's an improvement or not. So the first proof here is that how many types of business that they conduct during the business practicum. So this is the proof about from all different 4 business practicum we provided. 89% wanted to sell products, mostly food and beverage. 3.2% in gig economy, 4% in event management and Sulam. Okay, and the other proof, whether the CLO is achieved, this is very important to show the constructive alignment, because we want to show that your project works for the students. So here it shows that it has achieved around 100% to 99%. And this is because for 99%, the student drop out in the middle of the course, because during this, it was the PKP time, so PKP period. So it could be expected some of the students drop out in the middle of the semester. Okay, so here, but however, the rating that they do during the improvement of the academics were shown also here. So this is an example of MPKP, their feedback from UMS official feedback form. So there's an improvement also, and this is the proof of we collecting feedback from the students using Google form, the survey, and also written feedback. Okay. So the impact towards the students, kemahiran insania pelajar, which is there's an improvement from 2017. I have the proof here from 2017 until 2022. So there's also a written feedback here from the students. It has helped them to improve their soft skills eventually, and also their written, their problem solving skills, and also critical thinking. This is a written feedback from Nurul Nabila. And also for the other skills, for example, working as a group, team skills. Okay, so there is an improvement, and also written feedback here. And so remember, I presented how their skills were before they attend the course. So it was within the fair like a skill, but however, after they attend the class, there is an improvement for Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, website, copywriting, and also to create posts. So there is an improvement after attending the class. And here, this is the proof for the written proof for their skills, increase of digital skills for the students. Okay, especially during for copywriting, some of them don't know how to create copywriting at all for any kind of material. So this is another proof that we got from MDAC, which is how many students we latih and also we trained, and how much they provide sales throughout the year from 2019 until 2021. We can see each student provide a sales within 200. So we provide a objective for each individual also to achieve 200 ringgit sales per person. So in the end, they also achieve that target that we set. So it has improved. So this is the proof of laporan from MDAC. Okay. Okay, so peers also how it can be dikembangkan, how it can be implemented to other places. So peers can also be implemented to other courses. For example, that needs experiential learning. Of course, you need a example of course here. So my example is the kursus ketaksamaan sosial in SPP in FPF SSK in UMS, and also kursus sociology organisasi kompleks. They also have the similar project like here, this one. Okay, so it's also implemented there. It can be used there, and also kursus with community. So we also implement this kind of project with the community to help them on learning digital entrepreneurship in the community. So it was implemented in September 2022. So this is also very important to show the timeline and how it has evolved. Your project has evolved from 2014 until 2021. So this was really helpful for me and to archive the timeline, the project, how it has evolved. So it will be a very historical things to do for now. Okay, and how your peers and also how your project can be implemented in different perspective, in different platform, or in different environment. My peers can be can be implemented or can be elaborated when PKP was implemented, and when we need to be flexible and be on fully digital, on virtual. So so I have integrated innovate these peers into flexi peers, which is very flexible in terms of content and also in terms of context. So this is the proof here. And peers also provide benefits here in terms of time. Instead of we give lecture in 2 long hours, why don't we shorten the time of lecture, theoretical part, and have more interactive materials within the class for the rest of 1.5 hours. So we save costs also because we can use digital platforms that is free, and we can help the local entrepreneurs to digitalize their business, and it's a types of social responsibility also for the students, and it's in line with the SDG to help their local economies. Okay, and so manfaat to the local students, local entrepreneurs, these are the proof. Okay. And the future of the project. So this is also one of the important thing that you need to put inside your project or your presentation, because they want to see the sustainability of the project. They don't want to see how your project only lasts for 1 semester. It should show a sustainability that the project can be used in the future later. So what you want to do in the future. So my future development or my future suggestion is to provide a business for the community. Okay, joined with the community to do a business. Okay, and provide more consultations towards the local community on how to digitalize their business. So because we can see 89% of the students in APK only focus on selling products instead of other kinds of practicum. So we want to change that kind of way towards them collaborating with local communities, and it's also in line with SDG, and also business that go beyond global, whereby they can use Etsy, they can use eBay, and also eBay and Amazon platform rather than use Shopee only and Lazada, and also provide a lecture from the industry, because this is in line with the EIE, Entrepreneurship Integrated Education, provided by the Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi. So this is one way forward for the APK project. Okay, so that's the end of the pitching, the slides that I used during the pitching, but I pitched within 10 minutes, not how long I used 30 minutes for this one, but that was only for 10 minutes, yeah, doctor. But I tried to be concise and comprehensive during the pitching. So as for those who will be your first experience during the AKRI, I think I will be providing tips that I shared throughout with my colleagues also, and what I experienced looking at some problems that happened during AKRI. So I have provide a comprehensive tips here. Okay, so before when you want to submit, like Prof. Dr. Chemasna just now mentioned, she showed the form, how to fill up the form. So there are word limits in each category. So how I did it, I type in and be more comprehensive when I explain things, and I will measure how many words it is in whether to transform in Word document or so forth, and follow the rule as mentioned inside the form. Okay, and also the proof and also the book D is very important when you fill up the form as well. And one thing I want to share is document all your journey when you teach the students, when you do your teaching. For example, when your students are listening to you during the lecture, when you ask the students to practical projects or practical activities during the class, the proof is really important. So if you take pictures of them doing the activities or videos during the activities, try to post it within the WhatsApp group with your students. That is one platform you can documentize or archive your pictures or videos, and later on you can refer back to those materials and use it as a proof for your competition materials. Other than that, you can also post it on Google Drive, or some lecturers like myself, I sometimes post it on TikTok or post it on Instagram or on my Facebook. So I have a platform to refer back. Where are all my materials? Where are all my proof that I have before? Okay, so other than that, documents is really important as well. Whether, for example, my APK course has been implemented since 2017. So I tried to trace back all documents from before from 2017 until now. So at least to show how it has transformed time to time. Okay, so students' work is also important to show the proof of your transformative teaching. So whether they the activity of them presenting during the class, the screenshot of their work materials, or the platform they use to submit their projects, it can also be the proof for your project, for your AKRI presentation, AKRI submission later on, inside your portfolio as well. So for this submission, also prepare the form and also video and portfolio. For AKRI transformative category, we need to provide a form, okay, a written form, and also endorsed by your TNC academic, okay, and also a video, 3 minutes worth of video. I'll share it with you, I'll show it to you, and also a portfolio to show your proof that you provide a teaching, a transformative teaching. So they want to see how transformative is your teaching is. And also the support from the university when you try to submit, which is by TNC Academy, the feedback from the past participants, past finalists, you can ask them feedback about your form, how it looks like. If it's not okay, at least you can improve your form before you finally submit it. Okay, and prepare a portfolio that is really interesting to be read, and also that this is what Prof. Wan Zuhanis mentioned during her lecture with UMS. Try to stand out comparing to other participants. So stand out. Whether you put a QR code, whether you put a bit.ly link, whether you try to make it very AI, AR, augmented reality kind of portfolio. So try to stand out, and also name your project nicely. Okay, name your project nicely or attractive. Show it's very attractive naming project. Okay, so let me share you the example here. Okay, so when I submitted, so okay, let me share here. Can you see my screen? Okay, let me stop my sharing for Canva. I'll share you the form that I used. Okay, so this is the form that I sent out. Okay, for example, like just now, Associate Professor Dr. Masna mentioned, the form is very important, and it's very important to really show that your CLO here, okay,
Sorry, Sarah.
It's too small.
Sorry, yes, it's small. Can you
Okay.
show
How
the bigger
to?
size on this? Yeah.
Oh, this is too small also.
Yes, this is too small. Enlarge a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
no.
Okay, so
Alright,
okay, can see, yeah. All right, so the name of the project is really important here, so it looks attractive for the jury to read. Okay, mind you, they have a lot of submissions that they need to filter and read, so the naming is also important here. Okay, and also your CLO. So only name 1 or 2 CLO. You don't need to name all CLO that you have within your course, because the main important thing is what CLO you are trying to solve within your project here. Okay, so I only use one CLO, which is the third one, belajar menjalankan perniagaan secara digital. Okay, so your summary synopsis should summarize the whole form here, not with more than 300 words. Okay, and also your video, I tried to insert QR code as well here, and also the active link, okay, to support my project here. And the rational part, okay, you can see that's where I tried to make it's a funnel kind of problem, funneling my problem statement, the rationale of my project from bigger problem until smaller problem, okay, from World Economic Forum uh, just now, and also until what KPT mentioned, up until my APK problem. Okay, so how I try to solve it, not more than 250 words. And the objective of my project, it should be clear, okay, not more than 250 words. I try to briefly show you, okay, and also the kaedah pengajaran, how we teach here, the teaching method. So there's different parts that you need to explain. So if let's say there is a limitation of words, number of words inside the form, what I try to do is try to provide a infographic to support what I mentioned inside the form, and to concise or be comprehensive a little bit inside the form. But it depends on the form whether they ask you to provide a infographic or materials to support your form here. Okay, so element of transformative. So this is very important to show that from 30, the component of practical from 30% to 60%. So that's how I try to show the transformative part. Okay, how 2018 we try to transform by including digital entrepreneurship. So this is the transformative part I try to include. Okay, and from the kuliah, from the lecture, from fully theoretical to half an hour teaching, okay, and also the role of the students have changed. Rather than only listening, they are more participating inside the class, and the role of lecturers has transformed. Rather than only teaching, they are more active by facilitating the students to solve the problem, to solve the things. So this is 250 words. It's quite limited here, but if you can include like how I did, that will be okay. And also the process of your transformative teaching, it should be shown here as well. So the process, like plan, explore, experience, and reflect, it should be clear cut, and suggest. Okay, and I try to provide a infographic here to show the step by step from week 3 until week 14 here. So it's very clear cut here. Okay, not more than 250 words, and also to show your uniqueness or to show your originality of your work. Although I try to use the core theory, but the originality of the work, you can see from the timeline how we evolve the transformative teaching materials from before in 2017 up until now. So the originality is there. We do not adapt from anywhere. We try to evolve, innovate from time to time. Okay, and we adapt, of course, from the theory called here. Okay, so this is the timeline to show our originality. Okay, and also the theory behind it, which is theory COP, experiential learning, constructivism. Okay, so the main thing is theory COP. So, but however, that has limitation also, 250 words, and also the involvement of students, how it is in terms of cognitive and also their behavior. You can show it here as well, and also the impact of the students. So here, they ask you to show proof to support what you mentioned in this G part, okay, with ebook, and also in other parts also with ebook. Okay, so for keterlibatan pelajar with an ebook as well. So in my way, I try to provide an ebook, but I try to comprehensively show the rest of other categories as well inside the ebook. Okay, so the G part in the impact, of course, if you want to put a infographic, that will be okay. Okay, so all right, so the approval by TNCA is very important here. Okay, let me show you my ebook. It looks like this. Okay, so this is the front page. Okay, I use Canva for this one. You can use any kind of software, whether Word document or any other one. So I follow the flow like how the form looks like. Okay, so I provide like how the students provide me e-portfolio. I provide the e-portfolio for AKRI purposes as well. Kata kunci, okay, synopsis. I just copy and pasted it inside here only. Okay, and I try to make it more presentable inside this one. Okay, so this is my video. I'll show you the video later on. Although they have link to my video on the form just now, I still provide the link in terms of the looks of QR code and also bit.ly link to my video and also my Google Drive, because upon submission, we need also to provide our Google Drive. And my tips here, when you share a Google Drive link, try to shorten it. That's number one. Access. Always give access to everyone here in the Google Drive. If you do not provide access, it may how do you say, sabotage your submission. Okay. This is my course learning materials, which is table 4. The most important part is it's in line with the current MQF. Okay. You don't want to be submitting or presenting during the pitching, using MKF 1.0, which is very old. So you need to show the currentness, the currency of the relevant or with the currently punya MQF lah. Okay, so you can provide the link towards the material inside the Google Drive inside this e-portfolio. So this is how I do my ebook, and rational part still copy and paste it. And for example, the problem statement I mentioned about World Economic Forum, if they want to refer back to the materials by World Economic Forum, there is a link to the World Economic Forum. Of course, I provide a bit.ly link and also QR code here. Provide a screenshot to highlight the things that mentioned inside the World Economic Forum, and also by the newspaper. So the link to the newspaper and also the materials is also in Google Drive and also online. So I provided both materials here. Okay, so you can see a video as well here. I got a video to the what KPT mentioned. Okay, all proof are supported with a link or QR code, and also I direct them to the Google Drive as well. Okay, so at least proof is really important inside my ebook as well here. Okay, so this is rational part. You can see rational part. Okay, and also objective of the project, the teaching method. Okay, teaching method. So all materials are shown in terms of infographic as well. This is the example for my course learning outcome, course learning guideline, the roles of the lecturer and student inside the project, and the peers process. Okay, the infographic of the peers. Okay, the materials that we use for rancangan pengajaran, teaching plan. Okay, so semester teaching plan, I also provide proof there, okay, inside our Google Drive. Okay, so these are the example of teaching plan I provide here inside the ebook as proof, and course learning outcome, course outline throughout the semester is also as proof inside this ebook. Okay, what else I can show it to you? Okay, the originality. So originality, I provide a timeline. Okay, and also the theoretical, so here, and also how the students are involved. Of course, I show in terms of the table form here, and in terms of their work. Okay, so from they learning about the theoretical part from slides during the class, the materials they can refer in the Google Drive, which I shortened with QR code and bit.ly link. They can simply click it. Okay, for example, this is an active link. They can click it. Okay, and here the activities that they did, the example and the proof, the photos of they did the BMC, the picture of them doing the presentation, and also a video I provided there of them pitching. The slides of their pitch, okay, their business model canvas are also included. Their report is also included inside the Google Drive. So all materials that whatever you mention inside the pitching or inside your form, it should be reflected with a proof. Okay, so explore part is also the same with my teaching materials, with my slides, with the proof of me giving the teaching. Okay, some infographics. So this is online I gave during PKP, and also to YouTube asynchronously, and also other materials. So these are almost the same throughout keterlibatan pelajar throughout the all process peers. But in terms of impact, it's also the same. So there's a lot of materials I provide as a proof here. So in terms of impact, it's almost the same also. Okay, so all materials, for example, contoh pencapaian Cielo 3, all here I provided the proof of Cielo 3 is achieved here. Okay, so it should be shown here, and also the material should be included inside the Google Drive as to support what you mentioned, as you claim. Okay, so this is throughout different years. Okay, so MPKP, I provide the link, and also the survey. So like we asked them to do a marketing or to promote or motivate students to do APK survey. This is the poster that we did. Okay, and also the example of their written feedback to us. Okay, and also the written feedback. Okay, students written feedback form. So these are the example of result, and so there's also a video from our students to support their skills in terms of this one, kemahiran keusahawanan. There's a QR code towards that video as well. So any kinds of support or proof that I provide inside this ebook, I will provide a QR code, a bit.ly link, and also link it towards the real link, for example, newspaper, Google Drive. So try to provide as many proof as you can and link them back towards the real proof. Okay, so that is the ebook of my project. So I provide a link towards my Google Drive peers also here. So it's not active now because I have changed the Google Drive. So that is the project. Okay, so my my tips here, other than the when submission, okay, when submission, of course, when submission, naming your project, I can show it here, naming your project. These are the example of my project name. I tried to come up since 2020, so it's quite hard. Sometimes it takes a few days, a few months, whatsoever. But it's a learning process to name the project to sound better. So this is the example of how I name my project. Try to play around, but now there's a AI that can help you with that. I think so. But however, try to discuss with your team to name your project very effectively and also creatively lah here. Okay, so these are the example of my ebook that I shared with you just now. So during the before the pitching, okay, I'll show you the pitching. So like my Dr. Che Masda mentioned just now, once you receive the announcement, it was during the 21st August. We received the announcement of the list of finalists on 21st August, which is on a Monday, and we were required to send materials by the 25th August, which is on a Thursday. Materials, for example, poster of A1 size. So this is my poster example. I use Canva also. And I try to implement the same theme like I use for my materials, for my presentation, and also how I use for my my video materials also. So my AI poster, these are the example. Okay, it was also shown during the pitching here. Okay, the poster here. All right. So let me show you the video that we were required to submit as a transformative teaching. We were required to submit 3 minutes worth of video. So this is the 3 minutes worth video for transformative teaching upon submission. Oh, can you hear the project? Can you hear the video?
No. We
No,
don't
no,
see
no.
any video, Doctor.
No. You see the
It's
video now?
okay.
Luar.
Not yet, not
Dan
yet.
salah
Not
satu
yet.
hasil
Okay.
Okay.
pembelajaran ketiga kursus ini adalah pelajar menjalankan perniagaan digital secara berkumpulan. Kebanyakan pelajar APK merupakan golongan generasi Z yang terdedah dengan penggunaan teknologi. Namun, bukan semua pelajar dapat menguasai kemahiran pemasaran digital ini selepas mengikuti kursus APK. Didapati bahawa bilangan pelajar yang ramai dalam satu kumpulan merupakan penyebab utama pelajar kurang melibatkan diri dalam aktiviti praktikal pemasaran digital. Maka kursus ini telah menjalankan projek peers iaitu Plan, Explore, Experience, Reflect dan Suggest. Tujuan utama peers adalah untuk meningkatkan penguasaan kemahiran pemasaran digital pelajar dan seterusnya agar pelajar lebih kreatif dalam mencipta dan menulis kandungan di platform digital. Idea projek diadaptasi daripada gabungan silibus KPT dan MDEC dan hasil daripada integrasi silibus keusahawanan digital pada tahun 2018, projek peers diperkenalkan. Berdasarkan rajai ini, proses peers diinovasikan mengikut trend semasa. Peers adalah berasaskan teori KOP di mana pelajar memperoleh dan mencipta pengetahuan dengan berinteraksi dengan persekitaran semasa kuliah dan juga di luar kuliah. Kursus APK ini juga menggunakan pendekatan konstruktivisme dan strategi pembelajaran berpusatkan pelajar di mana pelajar membina pengetahuan dan melibatkan diri dalam kursus ini secara aktif iaitu menerusi aktiviti praktikal pemasaran digital dalam kuliah dan juga di luar kuliah. Malah menerusi projek ini, pensyarahannya berperanan sebagai fasilitator, coach atau konsultan kepada setiap kumpulan pelajar. Bagi mencapai hasil pembelajaran, pelajar menjalankan perniagaan digital secara holistik. PDP kursus ini adalah secara berperingkat. Itu peringkat yang pertama iaitu Plan, peringkat kedua iaitu Explore, peringkat ketiga iaitu Experience, peringkat keempat Reflect, dan peringkat terakhir iaitu Suggest. Secara keseluruhan, projek ini mempunyai PDP yang lebih holistik daripada perancangan, penerokaan, pengalaman, refleksi dan penambahbaikan pemasaran untuk perniagaan digital pelajar.
Okay, so that was the example of the submission video, the video that I submitted during the AKRI submission. So that is 3 minutes worth of video. So during the, what do we say? During the announcement of the finalists, we were given only 4 days to submit different materials, which is a poster, size A1, and also a video which is within the 1 and 2 minutes. And they provided a standard how the video should look like. So in a sense, we had to remake our video or shorten the video in the sense that they asked, in the standard that they asked. So the example of the video I could share you here. It's on my YouTube as well. I can share the link to everyone. So it's here. This one. Okay.
Kaedah pengajaran berasaskan
Doctor, can you see this?
Yes, Dr. Tara, yes. We can see.
Okay.
Kaedah
So this is 2
pengajaran
minutes.
berasaskan teori KOP iaitu pembelajaran melalui pengalaman dan juga proses ini menggunakan pendekatan konstruktivisme, social konstruktivisme dan pembelajaran berpusatkan pelajar. Peers dapat melibatkan pelajar untuk meningkatkan kemahiran digital mereka. Digital mereka terutamanya pemasaran digital seperti menggunakan platform Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp dan membangunkan laman web. Peers juga dapat melibatkan pelajar meningkatkan kreativiti mereka dengan mencipta kandungan foto, video dan menulis kandungan menggunakan teknik copywriting, soft selling, hard selling dan juga teaser. Terdapat 5 peringkat utama peers, iaitu plan atau merancang, explore atau menerokai, experience atau mengalami, reflect atau refleksi, dan suggest atau mencadangkan.
AKRI banyak membantu kami dari segi mencapai prospek ataupun pelanggan dengan menggunakan social media seperti Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, dan banyak lagi.
Saya mempelajari langkah-langkah pemasaran dalam kursus APK ini dan melaksanakannya dalam praktikum perniagaan. Buktinya, saya berjaya menjual kuih makmur yang memenuhi sasaran jualan yang telah ditetapkan.
Sebelum peers, kuliah kursus lebih bertumpu dengan teori dan pemasaran perniagaan pelajar menggunakan pemasaran tradisional. Sekarang, pelajar mampu menggunakan platform digital semasa dalam kuliah dan di luar kuliah. Ini adalah sesuai dengan karakter dan gaya pembelajaran pelajar generasi Z dan juga yang relevan dengan keperluan pelajar sekarang.
Okay, so that is the 2 minutes video, which was asked to be presented and also followed the standard provided by the KPT. So we only had 4 days to prepare that. And other than the material, so what I asked or what are my tips is, these are the things that you can expect from once you are listed as a finalist. To prepare a video of within 1 to 2 minutes, a poster, A1 size, okay. So they will print it out during the pitching session, and also to prepare a PowerPoint of your presentation, and you all this and a write-up of your profile, and all this you need to send during the four days that they give you. So other than that materials that I think everybody can see, that is during the presentation that we are provided to provide this the KPT or JPT. So what my tips during your pitching, these are also the problems that were faced by my colleagues, and also that I saw during the presentation of the rest of the colleagues of the other finalists in different categories. So I tried to observe other categories as well. So these are my tips. Materials during your presentation, during your pitching. You can stand out during your pitching because it's a competition. This is the thing. This is a competition where you stand out, and to stand out or to make your project stand out. And to make yourself memorable also with the jury. So bahan pertandingan, the materials of your pitching is very important. So first, of course, you need your PowerPoint, and whether you want to pitch with a pembantu and assistants, of course, you can bring your assistants together with you during the presentation. But however, to pitch is only yourself, one person. So a video, if you want to show a video during your presentation or pitching, of course you can show it, but in a MP4 format. But please ensure that the video does not take a long time. It does not take that 10 minutes of your presentation. So you need to time yourself very wisely during your presentation, and provide a memorable and also a very informative PowerPoint, because during the taklimat that were given by Professor Wan Zohani, Professor Madya Dr. Wan Zohanis, before the pitching started, she mentioned that the most important thing is proof, bukti and pembuktian during your pitching. So I had a time also to add on more proof in my slides while waiting for my presentation time. So proof is really important. That's why you can see my slides were around about 70 slides. But I did not explain all the things, but I tried to show all the proof as time goes on. So one slide I can only show it within 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, and when you're pitching, before you try to pitch, try to have a mock pitching with your peers. So my session, before I fly to KL, I had a mock pitching with my other colleagues, which is AP Dr. Kamarudin He's the runner-up of immersive learning in blended, and also Puan Ramlah Daud. She also compete in teaching immersive learning in Sulam. So we had a very interesting session, and I had a lot of feedback which improved the way I pitch, and also to improve my presentation. There are things that I forgot to put inside my pitching slides. It was really helpful. This mock pitching was really helpful to improve my slides and to improve how I provide the proof towards the jury, and how I provide to show the transformative part inside my slide. So the mock pitching was really helpful. So to prepare yourself, try to have a mock pitching with your peers, although you are competing with each other, or with the excellence, academic excellence center as well. And my script, I prepared a script for my pitching because we were only given 10 minutes to present and 10 minutes of question and answer. So it was really tough to show all the proof within 10 minutes. I have a lot of things to tell, a lot of proof to show. So what I did was I practiced during that night, and also I tried to create a storytelling script from the introduction until the main part, which is the impact. But still, I look at the rubric, what they are like trying to see. So, and also bear in mind, this is the problem that I saw among other participants, was they did not tell the story from the perspective of a jury that has not read the portfolio before the pitching session. So they tried to tell the story, or do the pitching as though the jury has read the portfolio. So when you pitch, please bear in mind the jury may have not seen your portfolio yet. Okay, they are not the same jury that that filter your pitching or your project towards the finalist stage. Okay, and also the kelengkapan bahan pembentangan, the materials of the IT materials or logistic. This is also you want to prevent from happening, which is technical things, especially when you're from Sabah and you don't have the things nearby you have to go out to buy. So laser pointer is not provided. You have to bring your own converter, whether you're using Mac or you're using a normal Windows laptop or other laptop. You have to bear in mind they do not provide converter as well, so you have to bring your own here, and make sure it works. Okay, and also bring a pen drive. Sometimes malfunction can happen in between. That this happened during the presentation, during the final. A laptop could not be turned on. Let's say they did not provide a charger there. So try to bring a pen drive, a backup pen drive of your presentation, to put inside the jury's laptop or the organizer's laptop, for example. Okay, and also you can bring prototype. Some of the finalists brought buntings, brought their students, brought a prototype, brought other kind of materials to their pitching session, and some of them sang, some of them berpantun, some of them showed video during their pitching. So they try to stand out as much as they can during the pitching session. Even they act out during the pitching session. That was very interesting to see. So other than that, what I did, I tried to research and also observe presentation. So before the pitching session and before I submitted for my AKRI, I tried to research out all the winners, past winners, how they did their projects for AKRI and all the other other competitions, and also observe other presentations during the AKRI competition. So you can learn few things to improve your pitching before you pitch, before it's your turn. So that was really helpful for myself, and stand out during presentation and practice. I remember I only slept for 30 minutes from 5:30 until 6 during that night, because I spent a lot of time to prepare my slides, to finalize my slides, and about 2 or 3 hours to 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 practice my script in line with my slide within 10 minutes. I try to time myself within 10 minutes. So I practice and practice, and then I delete some script whereby it takes a lot of time for me to remember or try to talk out. So whatever that doesn't work, try to delete it. And try not to be that does not prevent you from giving a very good pitching lah. Okay, so that's my tips for before your presentation, before your pitching. And these are the example of my mock pitching with my lecturer, with my colleagues. And these are the things that happen before the pitching session happened. The pengarah of the Bahagian Kecermalangan Academic, Prof. Wan Zuhanis, provided a taklimat or amanah before the pitching session happened. So this is my team, Puan Ramlah Daud, and also Associate Professor Dr. Kamaruddin, and this is our Timbalan Pengarah for Academic Excellence Center in UMS. So these are the team that flew to KL from Sabah. So during the presentation, during your pitching, so I try to be very strategic during my pitching because you can see I'm very small here and also I'm alone as one single person, individual. I don't have a team. So my only team is the other 3 people. So their support is very helpful. We try to WhatsApp each other. How's your progress? Are you sleeping or not? Do you need help whatsoever? So we try to message each other during that night and before, even after the pitching, and also timer. So during the pitching, I'm very very sensitive with the time. So I need to know when is the last 3 minutes mark of the 10 minutes. So I asked Dr. Amer, which is the Timbalan Pengarah of Academic Excellence, with me. He was with my during my presentation. He will signal me the last 3 minutes of my presentation. So I asked him, please signal me. So he did signal. So at least I know when to zoom in to fasten my presentation, to fast forward my presentation. So, and also he recorded during my presentation, so at least I can use it for improvement later on, and also to show a lot of proof. So that is the most important thing during the presentation. So this is me during the presentation. Okay, this is how the environment looks like. If you work by yourself, you don't have any assistant, this is how I managed. Okay, the laptop facing myself, and also there is a song playing behind when I try to present, but I try to slow it down. So that's very important. Okay, so you don't sound very berteriak masa presentation. So this is how it looks like during presentation. There are 3 juries. The questions asked was very hard juga, but the most important thing, you know what to answer lah. Okay. Other than that, let me see, is there any other things that needs to be shown here? Okay, so that is the last of the tips that I can share with you. Okay, so I hope everybody can get a brief overview on how to prepare and how to prepare the form, how to prepare your presentation, and how to prepare yourself your mentally during the presentation and during the final part of the AKRI. So thank you so much. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tara, with the interesting presentation. Wow, there's a lot of content and ideas from Dr. Tara regarding the the transformative, right? Pengajaran transformatif. No wonder lah Dr. Tara boleh menang ni. Very comprehensive. So thank you very much, Dr. Tara, for your tremendous sharing with us regarding the transformative teaching category. So ada tak sebarang soalan daripada rakan-rakan peserta? Is there any questions for Dr. Tara? I have a question lah, Dr. Tara, kan. Kalau kita lihat Dr. Tara come out with the ideas ataupun initiative using the, I don't know, I would say approach, right? Peers is the approach, right, Dr. Tara?
It is.
Okay. So, and I heard that you are using a constructivist theory, right?
Yes.
Constructivist, what else are Dr. Tara? The two theories that you are using just now? You mentioned in your slide.
Constructivism, social
Constructivism and
constructivism,
mhm.
and also self-centered, student-centered learning,
All right.
team-based learning,
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay.
and also theoretical.
So, so it is the peers are being construct based on the explanation and content from those theories and approaches, Dr. Tara?
Yes, yes.
Mm,
This
So,
constructed from those kind of theoretical background.
so you are doing the revision because I saw that you are showing us with the a few versions of the name for peers until you get the final one is the peers. So this is the
Yes.
revision from the years before ataupun memang that particular year yang doktor mengajar khusus itu sahaja atau how is it, doktor?
Peers were born, the idea of peers were born since 2020 because at that time we expect 2020 there's another AKRI going on.
I
So we
see.
tried to prepare the submission for AKRI, but however it was not, AKRI didn't happen because of PKP up until
Because of yeah.
2021 pun tak tiada. So so the project peers were used in 2022, but however, also with improvement that one. So the peers still maintained, but however, throughout although we tried to prepare peers in 2020, I managed to evolve peers depending on the situation because 2020 the peers, I remember I gave birth to my son in April, and the submission for AKIP 2020 was 2 or 1 week before in April. So I came up with the name Peers 2020 in April. So, however, there's no submission for AKRI at that time. But however, there is for AKIP in peringkat UMS. So as time goes on, although Peers was born in 2020 April, as time goes on, because PKP happened in 2020 March up until PKP 2021, so flexibility peers happen. The how to use peers online during PKP. So that's how I try to innovate it by providing or give birth to flexi peers. I evolve it to flexi peers. So to how peers can use content with flexibility, how peers can use the context in flexibility. So evolve in as flexi peers in 2020 and 2021. Other than that, now because there is a problem also regarding the other CLOs. So it's a matter of trying to solve problems with students as time goes on. Because like mentioned, AP Dr. Cik Masta mentioned just now, it's a continual quality improvement. I don't participate this because of to win only, but because it helps me to jot down how the progress of my progress as a lecturer, as a educator, and also to jot down how the progress of the evolution of the teaching method. So it's very interesting to once we since 2019, it's very interesting to see the whole thing within one ebook, within one presentation. So if we did not start in AKRI 2019, I didn't start from AKRI 2019, I will not be participating in AKRI 2022. So like I explained just now, peers were born in 2020, but I did evolve it into flexi peers 2021. And also now I'm trying to implement how to make the students more creative thinking and also be more innovative. So in terms of how I teach, they use the techniques of creativity and innovation to hasilkan the idea. So it may evolve to another evolution of peers, but peers for the sake of 2022, I still use peers as the main thing for this competition. Maybe in the future, we could evolve it and participate in AKRI in different category because the because the idea once a winner inside that category, we could not participate in that category anymore. So we try to give other participants
Correct.
the peluang lah kan,
The
opportunity.
peluang opportunity.
Yeah.
So
So
how you, okay, since yeah, I heard that the evolution from 2019, 2020, and you joining the competition in the 2022. So how you sustain the use of peers in your courses? How you sustain that?
I still practice the teaching, like how the transformative, so still sustain it because I do it because I still do it, especially I try to improve from time to time. That's the most important thing. For example, the most important thing when I try to practice peers is try to see is there any problem with it from time to time. Some the students keep on evolving. They are year by year, there are different kind of students that I face. So for example, in 2020 and 2021, I faced a lot of students who had a depression and also anxiety. That hence why I came up with the flexibility way of teaching. Because I understand of someone who has depression and also anxiety, because I have the same thing when I was studying. So that's why flexibility for me is very important. That's why I try to implement in peers. But to sustain peers, yes, of course, it should be reflected in the in the teaching plan. That's one, and also it should be, for example, in APK Asas Pemuda and Kesanan, we have a lot of other lecturers also teaching the same courses. So let's say in campus Induk we have 7 lecturers, and also in Labuan we have 1 lecturer, and Sandakan we have a part-time lecturer. So to sustain the way of teaching, the method of teaching peers, how we teach the course, is very important for me to give or influence the other lecturers. This is the right way, not the best way, not the right way, but the best way to teach the students. So this is also reflected in our students, and we keep on sharing the best practice from time to time. So of course, from my best practice, that's how peers came up. So I keep on sharing with them. So if every semester we have more improvement or whatever, we sit down and then try to improve. But for my project is from the improvement is from my own lah. So I try to share with them, this is what I had. So to sustain it, try to implement in your teaching as well. But if you want to improve in your own way, you can do it. But this is my way. And the very important one, we try to implement peers the way experiential learning is the main thing that plays an important in peers. To sustain it, we try to influence with the rest of the student, because I'm the current Deputy Director of Entrepreneurship Center here. So I try to implement it as well with the rest of the students who are undergoing any incubation program, for example, that receive grant or sponsors for example, sponsors of grant to build up their business. So planning, so from planning, from exploring, experience, and also reflect, that's we try to integrate it to other students also, aside from those who attend our course, APK course. So that's how I try to sustain that kind of peers. Other than using it in our course, APK, we try to use it in other places, in other students who are going through digital entrepreneurship or any entrepreneurship incubation program. So that's how we try to maintain it, Doctor.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Tara, for the explanation and answer on my questions. So by then, we come to the end of the session. So I would like to thank to Associate Professor Dr. Cik Mazna from UiTM Penang, as well as Dr. Tara from University Malaysia Sabah, for the sharing with us the information. So I would like to encourage all the potential participants for AKRI 2023. So to use the tips, the guideline, okay, from from both of our speakers for today's session, so that I hope you can get the valuable and the benefits from the sharing as well. So please come to the camp if you are willing to join AKRI competition or Anugerah Akademik Negara as well. So please come to the camp, and inshallah we will help you to look into your document and to provide you support in terms of technical as well. And for your information, I would like to inform to all participants as well. We also organize the workshop entitled I Am a Teacher, I Am a Thinker, Unraveling the Art of Thinking and Teaching on 34th of May 2023, and Canvas of Creativity, Mastering Slide Design with Canva on 26 May 2023 in conjunction with the National Training Week. And the opening remark for the National Training Week is on 22nd of May in Dita Putra University Malaysia Sarawak. So by then, thank you very much to Dr. Tara and to all participants who attended our workshop today. So I would like to share the QR attendance so that who are not going to scan, who are not yet scan the QR attendance, then you can do so. Thank you very much, Dr. Tara.